to your side, a push on my foolish pride. I'm out of my mind. I'm down from the endless high. Don't know who's losing, who's bruising, who's choosing to stick it through. So we fight with fire. Still on a wire.
give you all that you need. I wanna see the sea, but amazingly, I'm too scared of water, too scared of water. And I hope that one day you'll find me again. We can run to the top of the mountains. So if I took you back to the place where we first met, would you fall in love all over? Would you fall in love once all over again? So if I took you back to the moment you met me, would you smile like our first kiss? Would you remember when you fell in love with me? Just give me a hand and we'll run far from here, away from curfews you have and all those things you hold dear. It would be stupid to throw it away, so let's get out on this boat and stop your crying for days. I wanna see the sea, but amazingly, I'm too scared of water, too scared of water. And I hope that one day you'll find me again. We can run to the top of the mountains. So if I took you back to the place where we first met, would you fall in love all over? Would you fall in love once all over again? So if I took you back to the moment you met me, would you smile like our first kiss? Would you remember when you fell in love with me? Try hard. No, we don't need to be clear. We need our best thoughts held dear. We need escape from here. So if I took you back to the place where we first met, would you fall in love all over? Would you fall in love once all over again? So if I took you back to the moment you met me, would you smile like our first kiss? Would you remember when you fell in love with me?
Show me all
because of you are here to remind me. Spotted because of you. Spotted because of you.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Arena Cup Gears 5 Grand Final Day. My name is Jake Hitbrain Matthews, and I'm joined by Tony Campbell. How are you doing? I say Tony. Toby.
People say it a lot. I get called it a lot. It's alright.
It's cold outside, my tongue's frozen already. We've got to get warmed up here. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited, actually, 'cause this is my first time ever doing Gears, so kind of excited to go into a brand new game. Obviously, it's a brand new Gears as well, so you've been on the scene for a while now, so talk to me about this game and what we're expecting to see today. Have things changed a lot since Gears 4? What are we expecting coming into today?
Well, first of all, this is just an amazing experience, I think, for the players. You know, a grassroots thing, Belong Arena. I'm used to, casting like professional players, but, looking at these rosters and some of these teams, these are some extremely good players. Like, they're veteran players, so I'm excited to see what is in store for them. But in terms of the game, it is Gears 4 Escalation, but a little bit different. It is now Escalation 2.0, and I can't wait to see how this one pans out.
Well, so far we've had the cup played offline without casting and all that. So this is what was happening behind the scenes for the last few weeks here in the Gears 5 Winter Cup. Guardians have actually already punched their way through to the grand final, beating out the Saints. Guardians actually undefeated, not even dropping a single map so far. We'll be starting off the day with our first semi-final of Spectres versus the Smogheads, and so far, these teams are also on a really good track record. The Sutton Spectres, undefeated so far. Again, also not dropped a single map, not dropped a single round so far. You do look over on the other side, though, the Smogheads. They came second in Group A. The Tyneside Guardians, already in the finals, were the only team to beat them out. So our last three remaining teams here in this cup are all very, very good.
Yeah, fantastic players indeed. Sutton in particular. Prediction early on, I think they're going to go all the way and win the final, because I recognise some of these players. Fraze, veteran in the European community. I think most European Gears fans are familiar with him. Abusement Park EU, he goes by that gamer tag now, but he is known as Brazilians, and he's one of the veteran players in Europe and very successful in especially older Gears games. So great to see him return, and some great teammates as well to go along with them too. And I think they should have a comfortable game.
Yeah, I mean,
this one.
Going off what we've seen so far, the Spectres, why would you not expect them to clean sweep their way through one more? Smogheads, they had a good run though, so they are, if a team's going to be able to challenge them, I think the only two teams that would be able to challenge them are the Tyneside Guardians and the Smogheads, our two remaining teams. And both of these teams now, Sutton and Smoghead, are going to be going head-to-head in this best of 2. So best of 5 on the maps, best of 2 overall. Sorry, best of 3 overall. First of 2. It's confusing for anyone who hasn't watched Gears before, but basically we're playing 3 maps, and it's best of 5 on each map.
Yeah,
and
indeed.
So far, Sutton are completely clean, not dropping a single round.
That's not to say that the opposing team is not great.
No.
It's just we expect Sutton to comfortably, come away with a victory here. I'm predicting a 2-0, maybe even a 5-0 per map basis. I wouldn't be surprised. There are some familiar names on the other team. Smoggy is a player in particular that has been playing for years. I personally used to play with that guy. Great person, great player, and I wish him the best of luck, but I do have to side with Sutton in this one.
What's quite exciting actually for me, as someone who's done the Arena Clash, the Arena Cup, the kind of all the circuits that belong to here, is the fact that these cups and these leagues are heavily invested in grassroots, but for Gears we're actually also bringing in a few veterans to kind of show the ropes to some of these newer players who are getting their first competitive experience on the stage. And if you're any one of these players, this might be your first time ever on a stream being casted with viewers watching you, so great way to kind of show off what you're about and maybe get scouted, but also just a great way to kind of get a taste for the competitive side of gaming.
Absolutely. Sutton, they have, I believe, 3 veteran players in total, so 2 newer players to Gears Esports who have essentially been taken under the wing by these veteran players and probably shown at a very high level how to play Escalation, have picked up the game very, very quickly as a result. I mean, I'm sure it's the same in the opposing team as well. Smoggy leading a lot of these veteran players. And yeah, it goes to show how good this grassroots initiative is. You've nailed it on the head. You have the experience who can lead these new players into this, this experience, and they might actually end up playing and sticking to this game when otherwise they think, oh, maybe it's a bit too difficult, I'm not too sure how to get started. No, they've actually, been corralled in and they can experience it at a very high level very quickly, but not so high that, you kind of get, rolled essentially and disheartened by the results.
It's going to be really exciting to see how these players, new and old, are going to be squaring up against each other. As we do actually have our list of maps for our first 3 maps here. We're starting out on Asylum, where Smoggers will be playing as Cog and Sutton will be playing as Swarm. Both teams are actually just staying Cog and Swarm, so there's no variance on that. Then after that we'll be playing Bunker and then Icebound if we go all the way to 3 here, which you're predicting is going to go to 2, so we might not see Icebound, but I'm excited to see. I'm gonna go 2-1 for Spectres if we're gonna do gonna do some predictions. Shake it up. You've gone 2-0.
Sure.
So, talking about Tyneside Guardians, a team who've already punched their way through to the final. How do you feel these guys are gonna be kind of faring up? Obviously, we don't know who they're playing into yet. That's what's to be decided. But how do you think they're gonna be doing? Do you think? Do any of these names jump out to you on the side of them?
Not as much as Sutton. Some of the names ring a bell, but I think ultimately you have to look at the stats in this one. Tyneside, they are flawless as well. They're already in the final. They haven't dropped a match just like Sutton. It's just going on experience. I'm going to assume that Sutton could comfortably, take this whole thing.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised. Tyneside can. I mean, some of the Sutton players, they've got new gamer tags that they're playing under. It could be the same with Tyneside, and then all of a sudden we have a great close final on our hands in the end. So,
I mean, here's the exciting thing for me about grassroots kind of competitive gaming is this is the home of upsets. It's not as cut and dry as it is in in some of the more major leagues. Anybody can upset anybody because there's always that curveball, that unknown player that you don't know what's coming. So there's always that opportunity for an upset, and this would be the place to do it at the finals. Kind of make your stamp as a player.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this one actually pans out. We've got like a very interesting map set. You have a very fast, conventional map in Asylum starting us off. Bunker, things can go a bit slower. Setting up for that 2 cap and rather going, shotguns blazing for that triple cap. That's usually what we tend to see. Don't really see that many eliminations. Kills just the normal execution wave, for example. You just try and take out everyone and win through that. So that could be a situation where either team could take advantage of. Actually, if we are going to see a back and forth swing and force to Icebound. Icebound again, that's a more conventional map. One of my favourite maps actually. It's a bit hit and miss with a lot of fans, but I do really like the intricacies. You have a blizzard, for example, that comes across the map. Certain portions during the round, and that actually freezes up what is a snowy area down the bottom. Pools of that ice can actually open up, and players, if they walk into that, they can get actually killed by the environment. So that's a very unique thing, perhaps.
And for anyone who's
a lot of players,
new to competitive shooters, or especially new to Gears, because it's very different from other kind of competitive games. We're playing Escalation, which actually has a few different paths to victory. So if you want to kind of go into a bit of a deep dive on how Escalation's played for any of our kind of newer viewers for Gears, talk to us about how the different win styles there are for Escalation, because it's points. There's loads of options.
Sure, so I guess comparing it to other games, you might be familiar with Call of Duty Domination. It's kind of a similar format as such, but a little bit more detailed. So you have 3 hills, A, B, or C, or in the second half, when we do go to that, it'll be D, E, and F. So 3 hills. If you capture all 3 hills at once, that's instant domination, you win that round. You can also win by holding the most points. Trying to get to 250 is the score cap, so if you hit 250 before the other enemy team, you win as well. But also, if you want to end the round prematurely, you can take out the enemy team, and if you take them all out at once, all 5 down, before another respawns, that can end the round as well. So you can win by elimination, that is called. So 3 ways to win. You've got to keep an eye on all these different variables as the 2 teams play. Typically, dominations are quite common, eliminations less so. But I imagine, I think this is something you touched upon earlier, it could be a little bit slower because it's grassroots, these aren't full-time professional teams. We might see a lot more setups down the midline of the map, just try and control the 2 hills and not play too risky for those dominations or eliminations.
And what's exciting to me was when you were describing the maps as well, how each map has a different playstyle, has different kind of ways to win. You expect the pace to be different on different maps. I'm from League of Legends. I only have 1 map, so how people interact with the map always changes. But this is quite exciting for me because we get to see loads of different play styles. As you know, Asylum will be the first one. You were saying to me before we came on live, this is normally the most common map for competitive for Gears. So why is this the most common one? Why are we expecting to see this one so much, as we are actually loading through into our first round here?
Yeah, I think Asylum is just very traditional in its setup. You have a very strong point in B. It's kind of a big distance from the A and C hills. You also have a very small home street. That's the top area of the map there. You might have see there on the map. That's like a very short distance, and so you can really play aggressively for the enemy's home hill and try and control that and set up with A and C hills. But also, it's kind of small, the map, generally speaking, so you can be a little bit more aggressive in this map. It's not too risky to push into the enemy's half and go for those close-quarter shotgun kills. And as such, it's typically faster, this map, as well, the most, in terms of how everything goes, how quick rotations are, how quick kills in, how many kills come in total for both teams. So, yeah, it's going to be a frantic, exciting start, I think, to this game.
Is there any kind of exciting gun layouts we might expect to see? Because, you know, I haven't played Gears competitively for a long, long time. I was always a fan of rushing for the sniper and picking that up as quick as possible. Do people still opt in for the sniper, or is it more just kind of spray? Especially on maps like this, are people just going to be going for, like, close quarters combat with the shotguns and with the chainsaws and stuff like that? Or will it vary on the map?
I think it won't vary so much on the map. I think a meta, if you will, has sort of developed in terms of what the best placements are. The sniper isn't as effective as it once was in older Gears of War games, I would argue. It's simply because so much different weapons have been designed and created over the years and brought into the series, where there's a lot more options to play with, right? Yeah. And a lot of these weapons over the years have become more and more powerful, more effective, buffed, and as such, you do see a lot less sniper play than you used to. I know. I miss sniper play as well.
I was bad with a sniper. I was really bad with a sniper, but it's really satisfying. Gears of War is probably one of the most satisfying games to get a headshot with, and the head just actually explodes. It's great. Yeah. It's great fun.
Yeah, we still have the torque bow. You might remember.
I remember the torque bow. Yeah.
We also have the drop shot. That's a fairly new weapon that was introduced in Gears 4.
Yep.
You'll probably see a lot of that, actually. Drop shot seems to be picked a lot more than boom shot these days, and that's kind of your main 2 massive power weapons you put down center line to force a huge portion of the players into that general area to try and get control. So there you go. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a boom shot or drop shot in this map.
Looks like we're ready to load into our first round. This is the Sutton Spectres versus the Smogheads. The Smogheads actually playing in York currently. Sorry, in the Tyneside Guardians arena at the moment. Tyneside are sitting in that final spot as already kicking out with some action here.
Yeah, so you can see both players playing very passively down that middle. It's a long corridor, not much cover, so you tend to be aggressive with your numbers and resources elsewhere on the map. And you can see already the B hill being captured quickly by Sutton there. And you do expect them to really take advantage of that, perhaps raw skill and experience, and be aggressive on that middle hill.
Also got their hands on to that C as well as the B for the moment. So, boys in red. Got himself a good control for the moment. Nice Smoggy just trying to hold fast here, but he takes a shotgun to the face and taken down nice and easy here. Brazilians also going for a 1-1 versus Berserking there, but Berserking finds himself in a really, really dangerous situation He's going to get taken down. That's a Swarm domination. 53 seconds, and they get themselves round 1.
Yeah, super quick and confident round there from Sutton. FaZe, Brazilians, you saw these 2 veteran players flying in ahead. They've got 5 kills between them in, under a minute. They went straight to the B hill, they won their team fight there, and then just rotated all the way around to the enemy home hill. And before you know it, we have a domination. And looking at the weapon placement screen now, it's because Sutton did win that first round, they got to place first, and I believe it was smoke grenades, yeah, bottom left being placed. Meanwhile, for Smogheads, they went for the flashbang. Those flashbangs down bottom right. Smokes, previously in older Gears games, they used to stun and, obviously create a smoke field. In this game, smokes do their own thing. They just, create that smoke field. And flashbangs, if you want to get up close and personal, help that B fight, you can throw them in and try and stun your player and get an easy Nash kill from that.
Alrighty, well. Smog moving forward here. That's going to be that flashbang already used as... Can see Sutton moving forward fairly aggressively here, trying to capture the point. B still remains uncontested, 1 apiece though. Dwarf's just going to go for a down, but it's going to get picked up instantly now. See the red pushing forward, going in for the B.
Yeah, they're going to capture it as well, just about. FaZe almost getting down there, but... Sutton actually played a little bit slower than at the start. Now they finally kicked into a higher gear and started flying through and getting those shotgun kills. Brazilians picking up try. And right now, it looks like the home street is occupied just a little bit by Smoghead, so Brazilians looking to rotate through the middle, see if he can help on that side of the map a little.
Trying to take some people out towards this C. If he can get his hands on that, that could be another quick domination here for the Smogheads. Have to track Brazilians for the moment as... Trying to just defend C here for the moment. Sutton kind of back's getting pushed to the walls a little bit here.
Yeah, I do really like this actually from Sutton. They're taking their time. They've got strong control of B and the map. They've locked the enemy team essentially into their own spawn and home hill now. So, time Smogheads try and play a bit reactionary, and actually they are. They're pushing up on home street, looking to gain a bit more map control here and take control of that home hill.
In-game on your screens right now. Trying to hold here for the moment. This is 2 apiece actually getting captured up. It actually is taken down. Brazilians, great shot. Got to take one out. Looking to down the Homos here, but he's not actually quite able to find him yet. But a shotgun to the face will secure that execution. And now they can push forward towards C and try and capture once again.
Yeah, so once again, the Sutton, they went to rotate for the enemy's home hill. They try to capture that while defending their own home hill. Big overextension doesn't pay off, so now they're just trying to gather themselves and perhaps regroup eventually on that B hill. You see a lot of players actually on this home street. Could try and play for that enemy hill, but they will have to throw quite a lot of numbers there because it's quite fortified.
You can see that the points are going to slowly catch up here for Sutton. So this is the push forward actually. FaZe actually just going to get taken down here. A lot of kills getting picked up across the board as Berserking able to hold fast with that shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, domination. Suddenly a player sneaks around the back. I'm sure Gunnar will be able to stop this in its tracks, but that's a nice little bit chunk of time actually gained for the COG side.
They are
Sutton.
up.
Yeah, they've only got 20 seconds to do Sutton. They need to break the B hill and then probably overextend following as well. So not a great situation for Sutton here actually. This round is not going to be as clear cut. Actually, good job. They've already captured the B hill. Swarm will actually, that'll be it. They'll win on 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Just about are they going to get this points lead. They need to hold on to this B hill. Homer's trying to fly through, take out the Beaten Park. Not going to happen. Smoggy, can he get that break? That'll be huge. Doesn't matter though, unfortunately. This is a little bit too late. Swarm just about winning.
That was very, very
tiniest
close
points
towards
gap.
the end there though.
Yeah.
And we actually do see that Sutton were in a rougher spot in that game. Game 1, they took so quickly, but they were held off at that B hill for a very, very long time. Their aggression onto C forced them back into A, and they got held there for a long time. So good kind of fight back there from the York Smogheads. We're only loading through into round 3. Remember, first to 5. It's all you need to get. That's 3 more victories for Sutton, and they take round 1.
So Brazilians and his Sutton squad actually went for the mark, so they upgraded their smoke grenades to that weapon, and now actually Smoggy, he's going to opt for flashbangs on the other side. So you've got more of a power weapon, if you will, in the form of a Markser, semi-automatic sniper over at the B hill for Sutton, and just supplementary grenades for the for the Smog heads. Interesting, actually. Brazilians flying through the middle immediately. Meanwhile, Smoggy isn't going to be aggressive through the middle, so a bit more strategic and a bit more aggressive Sutton right now.
Fraze is moving up forward here. That's going to be the flashbang thrown down. Trying to go for the shotgun, but not going to have to get himself a quick pick off here. As B remains contested. You can see Brazilians is actually stepping up forward here. Going to get himself a shotgun to the face and take him down. He's going to get flashed, however. Dwarfs now getting advanced on here by Brazilians. He's just chasing him for the kill here. Shotgun. Easy pickup. He's looking for one. Maybe going to get himself a second, but he gets taken down. That's the execution coming forward, but the homeless one is taken out. And that's 2 points captured here for the side of Sutton.
Yeah, super confident are they. Brazilians essentially pushing into the enemy spawn there, flanking through. But they've lost numbers. Abusement Park is going to get taken out, and only Fraze is left to his own devices here on B. Should be a simple 2v1. Fraze almost taken out Smoggy. Have to be careful, do the Smog heads for these very skilled, fast players. But Brazilians should just bow out now, regroup with his teammates. They do have time in this round to regather themselves and make plays elsewhere.
Once again, though, we are seeing the side of the Smog heads able to answer out and defend, but can they hold this time? They let it slip with 25 seconds to go last time. We've got 70 seconds until victory here, and you can see they're aggressing forward here, trying to pick up a few kills, trying to remain control of this A point.
Yeah, Home Street once again the focus for Sutton Spectres. They're flying through. Brazilians picking up one kill. Homeless gets one back, will get taken out following. And actually a domination does blink for the moment, as a nice little rotation does actually come through from the Smog heads. They got the call that they're losing their home hill, and there's many numbers from Sutton pushing up, so they flanked on the back, captured the C hill to prevent any shenanigans going on.
Yeah, Smoggy actually pinned in place here for the moment. FaZe is just coming forward and he's able to take him down with the shotgun. Berserking may not get the revive off in time as the point gets captured on the tail end here. It's actually just reactive play coming out from Sutton this time round. They might just be losing this point here, and we could be closing in on that domination here for the side of Smog.
They need a domination or elimination now, do Sutton. I'm not sure if they have the numbers pushed up far enough, to be honest. Oh, they do get the break on B, so they're moving fast once again.
Fraze looking for Dwarfs here, going in with that shotgun, chasing forward. This is 1 versus 2. He has to make this work. He's already found himself one. He's found himself a double kill, able to capture out the point. And last minute clutch domination will come in for Sutton. Actually, no, B is given up.
Yeah, look at the points now when this gets captured. COG team only need 10 seconds nonetheless, despite the plays. A train will block Sutton for the moment, but they have time to break this. They just need to get into the hill instantly.
It's 3 versus 2.
Down.
Can they get it?
Yes, they can.
Oh.
They've got time.
Smoggy's now trying to contest here in the middle of 3. Shotgun shots are going wide. And COG with 1 second to go get dominated. And they get themselves a pick up victory.
Unfortunately, of course, for Sutton, they do successfully break that B hill in time, but they don't get back to the enemy's home hill in time. Of course, spawns are very close to that home hill, and so it was fairly easy for the Smog heads to just retake their own home hill with plenty of time to go. But
I'm not going to lie, I read that completely wrong. I thought they actually got that in time.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Anything can happen with these 3 win conditions. There's so much to you pay attention to that. Oftentimes we can have these nail-biter rounds, despite the points being so heavily favoured to one team. Thing for me right now, just to take a second, not to complicate of a weapon placement for either team, but right now I think Sutton might be a little bit too aggressive. They've gathered the B hill. That's all they really need to do. I mean, Brazilians, yes, he's a great shotgunner, but he's not getting enough kills to offset that aggressive play into the enemy spawn. So win that initial, take the B hill control, abuse that mark that Fraser just picked up on, and play it slow, play for points, because right now they're essentially giving rounds away by being so reckless.
Solid down there, though. Already getting himself onto the point. This is going to get captured here, unless Trinidad can do something here. He's trying to step up. Abusement Park is just holding fast here with that shotgun. Brazilians just comes in, gets the shotgun and the down. Actually going to go for the execute. It's a nice easy cap here. Solid control with Smoggy. Is actually going to take out one here. isn't going to be able to get too much more as he's still got multiple people chasing onto him. The train's coming in and Fraser's going to get taken down. I say that. Smoggy really stepping up for the team here. He gets taken out by the train though.
But he runs into the train. This is the anti-climax as he's pushing Abusement. Unfortunate for him, of course, as that train does not take any prisoners. But yeah, once again, Sutton letting too many deaths go the way of the enemy there. And actually, Fraze does find Homeless coming off respawn very quickly. So they're going to get B-Hill control back very quickly. The question is, are they going to keep their lives? See Brazilians again pushing up for this shotgun kill on Smoggy, but he's not waiting for his teammates to get nearby. He's having essentially what is a 1v1 shotgun with a little bit more damage to Smoggy, trading shots over the cover, and again, it's reckless. It's not necessary.
Smoggy's been playing out his mind this round, constantly like 1 versus 3. Downs Fraze here as well, gets the execute, and now they're going to step in, remain control of B here. And at this point, Cog now have the control to work with. Brazilians trying to lay down some power with that Lancer, just get some spray out for the moment.
Well, you can see one Sutton player actually well into the enemy half. Yeah, it's Abusement. He was at the C-Hill, but he was instantly getting 2v1. So, again, stupidly aggressive play, which doesn't pay off for him. Brazilians has his teammates coming up from the back on the spawn, but again, Smoggy getting another shotgun kill. He's really keeping his team in on this fight on the B-Hill.
And you were saying that Brazilians is a very good shotgun player, but you can't use that to the best of your ability when you're just getting pinned down by the Lancer fire. There's too many people. He's 1 versus 3 every time we look at him at this point. Abusement part now, just trying to get a bit of a flank off. Smoggy is hot on his heels though, looking for those shotguns.
Yep, Smoggy's having a great game so far, having so many shotgun kills and clutches. Well, you saw the C-Hill break for the moment across the map. Brazilians and co, they're flying into the enemy's home hill. And I think they actually might be getting away with this. They've got it down. You can see the angles coming in from Abusement down the middle. They've completely left the B-Hill control in favor of the home hill. You can see at the top center of your screen that the Swarm will win if things remain this way. I think Gunner's just going to rotate to the B-Hill just to make sure that they gather enough points in the end for when the enemy retakes their home hill.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be able to grab control of that here for the moment. That's going to be the down onto Smoggy. And actually, Swarm able to get that domination off in the last few seconds. C actually is given up, but there's only 4 seconds left, and I don't think Cog can do anything without a miracle happening right now. That's another one over to Sutton.
There you go, and that second half of that round going the way as you'd predict, you know, going into this map. Sutton just outslaying the opponent, the opposition, and just, you know, controlling essentially their home hill and keeping them blocked out of the map, essentially. 3-1. The score now.
It's really interesting though, because we are seeing Smoghead challenge Sutton. The first round was complete just curb stomping, but after that, it's been fairly close every round so far, and we can see why Smogheads went 4-1 in their group. The only team they lost to were the Tyneside Guardians. They are challenging Sutton right now.
100%, and you know, Smogheads, they're showing that they're not actually that bad of a team. They're a great team. Clearly experienced are all these individuals in escalation, no glaring mistakes. In fact, it's Sutton who are making the majority of the mistakes as the team. It's just the slaying power, perhaps, that raw skill is showing in the round count now. Brazilians getting a back A on Berserker, and Fraze joining him to clear up those kills accrued originally from the Lancer.
Brazilians is on fire, down to Homeless one as well. That's going to be 3 kills picked up for him.
And that's more like it. This should be a domination, very simple for them. You get control of the B-Hill, you get the kills there, then you overextend once those that numbers advantage starts coming in. And a simple domination, 50 seconds, like the first round of the first half. That was the first round of the second half. You might have noticed the weapon placements screen did completely change up. Well, saying that, shot grenade is going to be placed down. And yeah, the second half, of course, you don't get to place a weapon on that round when you come into that second half, but now you return to the original weapon placement screen and add to the original board of weapons, shall we say.
Sutton are now 1 win away from taking this first map here. Can they do it, or will Smogheads be able to fight back? They've been going tooth and nail with them every exchange so far. Yeah, it's really time to put up or shut up.
Question is Sutton going to be a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too cocky, like they were in the first round of this game?
Or Already, Brazilians is stepping up nice and aggressive. That's going to be the shot grenade thrown down early.
Yeah, great shot
Berserking.
grenade, actually. Brazilian's going to get down. This is Deja Vu, essentially. Smoggy getting down, the Lance of Fire, the capture already coming in. Brazilians with right hand. Should be a simple revive for his team. And a very difficult push, actually, to be made by Smogheads on this E-Hill. It's so open, so much Lance of Fire can come your way. They have to play this very carefully.
They got a lot of people. They're trying to go up aggressive here. Berserking steps forward. A shotgun will finish him off. Brazilians holds this hill. F remains uncontested for the moment, but Kanzi, Brazilians just wants to make these shotguns happen, make these picks work for his team.
2 players actually getting taken out by the train there by 4 Smogheads on the opposite side of the map, so instantly a huge set of casualties coming through in an already very dire situation. Already you can see the swarm points countdown, if you will, coming up at the top. If things stay the same, this should be a very simple round. Numbers advantage. Smoggy,
He's got one, but he's not got 2. He actually finds himself the double and a triple. Smoggy is just popping off right now. That's going to be the point captured here for the side of Smogheads.
Surely Smoggy will get MVP regardless. Look at it go in, another kill on Gunner. Where are the communications from Sutton? Smoggy's still going off. Domination coming through. Can Brazil reach in time? I think he can.
I don't know if
Does he get
Smoggy's
in?
going to go for him. They get the down. That's going to be the stun. And Cog are going for the complete domination here. Smoggy's still going. He takes out everybody with him. With 2 seconds left, Cog dominate. That is Smogheads still in the game.
You know, more so there, I'm not going to even blame Sutton for losing their round. I think it's more Smoggy. Smoggy
Smoggy
actually,
just put
his
the game on
individual
his back.
plays, just like in perhaps a single life mode, really does go and actually win the round single-handedly there. He makes an incredibly difficult push, and he makes it work. Somehow he takes out a number of players on that E-Hill, and straight direct to the enemy
train.
spawn. He became the train.
He just ran through them.
essentially. Yeah.
Choo-choo, here's Smoggy. All right. Still at match point, though. Smoggy has to make another miracle happen again to pull this back for the side of Smogheads.
Torpo, interesting. 3 shots, of course, by default, and that's on the home street. So, you know, looking at that on paper, what you'd assume is that Sutton, they can kind of be a little bit more relaxed on the home street now. They have a power weapon to defend that area, or they could alternatively rotate that up to the E-Hill fight and use it to win that fight there and eventually hold on to it later on in the round. So very good weapon placement, actually.
Smoggy now. He's the one forward defending this as Frey steps up forward. He is going to get down in a second, actually. He's able to hold out for the moment, and Brazilians just takes him down. 2 points are going to get captured here for the side of Sutton. It's Brazilians now taking out members left, right, and centre. Dwarfs trying to roll away. Brazilians a little low on health, but he's able to force him off the point. It's going to be 2 for Sutton.
Excellent heads-up play from Brazilians there. His team are capturing the hill. Players going down left, right, and centre, but he was pressurising the enemy team to ensure they can make a counter-attack. Still, the old home hull of the enemy. Putting in work here. Berserking, nice shot from him, but Brazilians will play the damage game at range and take down the enemy.
Yeah, take him down. You can see Abusement Park now just holding that high ground, spraying down to defend and help his team.
You can see what they're doing right now. Smogheads are trying to make plays on the home hill. It's so hard to make plays on the E side of the map on Asylum, but very hard, equally so, to take the home hill off your enemy. End game, very nice kill that, holding right hand, and suddenly under a minute to go for Sutton to finish this map off. Question is, will Smoggy and co come through clutch?
You can already see Smoggy's just running, picks himself up one with that shotty, looking for more now. Brazilians and Abusement Park to go through, but no, he is caught in a horrible position and gets taken down by Abusement Park. The flash comes out, and now Try's going to step forward. They're looking for the pick onto Abusement. They do find him, and now Fraze has got the backup of Brazilians with him. They're able to take that out, and that's going to be a nice cap hit for the side of Smogheads.
They still need a domination though. Tryon is going into the FL. They've got the breaks. No captures currently, so they're not gaining points. Is Sutton. Domination blinking for the time being. Chainsaw coming through. That's not going to help you in this situation. When the Cogside are in your home hill, but the kills do come through for Fraze. Abusement actually is still going to get taken down as well, so no. Smoghead still knocking on the door of their opposition. Fraze does need to go huge, but MVP Smoggy still knocking on the door of that hill. Let's see, points-wise, Cog will win if they do contain these two hills and maintain control.
Endgame
picked up. Smoggy.
He's got the bow and he's going 1v1 versus Smoggy. Shots are going wide a little bit everywhere. F's going to get captured. E getting captured back though. And Endgame taken down by Smoggy. Cog remaining control. 44 seconds to go. Abusement Park trying to collapse in for that shotgun play. Smoggy has to go 1 versus 2 once again. Not going to be able to make it work this time as he gets taken down. The point is going to get captured back out again, but do they have the points to work with? Swarm have 12 seconds to hold.
This is it. The big team fight. Can they break the E-Hill in time? The Cog side, yes they can. They bought themselves time, but they need to keep breaking hills, and I don't think they'll be able to. No, they will not. Swarm, they will come through. A nice little overextension from a number of players from Sutton there.
Yeah.
Just to ensure that they come through clutch when basically Smogheads were all up in their business on the home hill. Very frantic last round.
Yeah. I mean,
fair
we're seeing
play.
the MVP on our screen over here. It's actually Brazilians who got MVP for that game. I feel like Smoggy was a little bit robbed there.
I feel like Brazilians, he had a lot of support from his teammates. Meanwhile, Smoggy was just essentially putting his teammates on his own back and clutching up in the most difficult situation, shall we say, in that map. And fair play to Smoggy.
I have to say fair play to Smogheads as well, because in that round they were just like, they were constantly getting pushed and fighting back when everything seemed stacked against them. They were able to take 2 of the rounds off the side of Sutton. Considering how dominating Sutton looked in at least 2 of those rounds, like 50-second victories, I'm really excited to see how the next map is going to kind of come out and how this is going to affect them, because we are now into Bunker. You said this is a little bit slower here on this map, and so far Sutton were very aggressive. I feel like if they play that aggressive style now, are they going to get more punished, or do you think that aggression is just proving too much so far for Smogheads?
I think more so the thing about Bunker is it's so open that setups are just so much better and so much more commonly held by teams. I'd expect, you know, either of these two teams to really, especially on that second half, to hold down that central hill, that up top control, and lance it down on your opposition rather than going really hard and a tooth and nail for these aggressive pushes and triple caps. But I think something Smogheads have proven is that they're not going to make it easy for Sutton. It's not just going to be a steamroll of triple caps round after round, or eliminations. And so, you know, if I'm speaking to Sutton, whispering in the ear, slow it down. You know, get the kills at the start, but don't go super aggressive immediately, hoping that you're going to, you know, pull off amazing plays. Something's telling me that perhaps the reason they were a little bit aggressive at times is because these veteran players are trying to put on these newer 2 players on their back, shall we say, and make up for their weaknesses in their team. But so far, it's not been a winning strategy, and I would say at that point, you know, trust in your teammates, hold down the setup, get your Lancer angles out, and then play a bit slower.
Well, I'll have to see, as we will be loading through into Bunker nice and shortly, so I'm pretty excited to see how they shake it up, how they change it up. Are we going to see that kind of loose cannon style we were seeing from Sutton in the first map, or are they going to set up, are they going to use these open spaces and remain in control? Because Sutton were very good at getting control early. It was then kind of giving that up with the over-aggression. As we're loading through onto map 2, we're onto Bunker. Sides stay the same, so Smogheads are still playing as Cog and Sutton are still playing as the Swarm. Should make it nice and easy for you guys at home for tracking this game.
So, numbers-wise, you can see in the overhead, fairly similar for both teams. Nothing crazy, no trick shots being employed by the team. But saying that, you can see on this midline of the map where Brazilians and Abusement do sit, they are a bit further up than the enemy team. Very risky push, and this is what I mean by Bunker. You can see how open it is there. As soon as you cross that halfway line, just double drilled by that Lancer there was Brazil. And that's going to cost him and his team map control. Undeniably is this up top portion of the map where you want to be, and Lancer down on this E-Hill from there.
Abusement and Fraser are actually doing a good job to try and deal with Berserking gear. He's going to step forward, take a few shotguns to the face. A lot of spray coming down, and that should just be B getting captured, but Smoggy now has made his way forward, wants to go aggressive here. He's going to take some serious damage from that shotgun. That's going to send him back a little bit. Already losing a friend, Berserking has gone down. And this fight for B is going to remain scrappy.
Yep. Now they're going to finally start capturing this hill. Brazil and Abusement pushing up to try and take down star player Smoggy and ensure control of that B hill on that half of the map. Already, actually, Brazilians overextending, looking for that 1v on Try. It's going to be a 1v as well, and he's essentially trapped up here. He can only jump out that window on the back or run back down the steps, so it's going to be a potentially difficult hold being so far up. You don't typically see this in competitive play, but clearly they trust in their skills to sit there.
Try's able to make a break for it. He's taking a lot of damage on the tail end, and he does finally get downed here. So we do see the Sutton boys in control for the map for the moment. That fight over B was long and hard fought. It looks like Smoggy looks to try and come forward. Berserking able to get the shotgun off in time. That's going to be a 2-cap here for the side of Smog. And now they're going to push onto A. They want to go for that domination. See if they can make it work.
And all of a sudden, it is Smogheads who have map control and B hill control. Very far up on both sides of the map. They have the ability to lancer down from up top down to that B hill where Abusement Park sits. So essentially,
I don't think Abusement's seen.
Yeah, I don't think he was aware actually either. He's getting angled immediately. Smoggy coming on the flank finds Brazilians. Can he find Fraze bouncing into this corridor? A missed melee from Fraze and Cog. They're looking very good actually.
Smoggy managed to find himself a double kill. Now he's looking for Gunner. He's able to just about wall bounce around to get away. It's going to send him back for the moment. Pops over the wall, actually, as they're pushing up. Gunner needs to be very careful as Smoggy. It's proven time and time again he's very competent with these shotguns, with Berserking at his back as well. He's very confident just to lay down that Lancer fire, get that damage out. And Gunner actually is just going to down Smoggy. He's going to get himself executed, though, by Berserking on the tail end.
There you
With
go.
the snap of the neck, Swarmer eliminated, and that's round 1 over to the Smogheads.
Not too surprised there. It got a little bit desperate, I think, for Sutton. In the end, they realised, hey, we got B control, but we lost in one fell swoop the whole of the map, essentially spawn trapped. They had to start making plays with only 30 seconds left. So, simple kills, simple defence for Smogheads there to clean up and finish off that round. Weapon placement time for them. They won that round, so they get to pick first. You can see that bunker area is the up top area is referring to. And simply put, it's going to be a smoke grenade placed down by them to help essentially in that up top fight. Will they do a similar thing? Yes, they will. Flashbang actually being placed down at the C hill. And not too surprising, again, we saw that Asylum at the start. More passive placement in the smoke and an aggressive helping one in the form of a flash. Question is though, is Brazilians going to get reckless and push up and look for those star plays, those clutch pushes against 2, or will he play a bit safer and smarter in my opinion?
Smoggy going forward here. He's fighting around this midpoint as Brazilians. They'll take a little bit of Lancer fire. You can see Try now aggressing forward, wants to try and find the opening with a shotgun, but take a little bit of damage. Now Brazilians, he steps up forward to this midpoint. He's going to have to retreat. Just too many members of the Smogheads about. Smog have already got themselves their point. You can actually see for Sutton haven't captured a single point yet. As B's being scrapped over down on that low ground, and Brazilians is just pinned up here.
Yeah, he's outnumbered. It's his teammates actually who are being aggressive elsewhere with those numbers. Abusement finding Smoggy. Smoggy out of the picture. But can they 2v1 Berserking? No, Abusement actually going to get angled all the way from the back. Fraze should be able to clean this one off. He should actually try and push here, try and save his teammate in the process, and he does. Abusement crawls into cover, and the B hill is the reward for these players.
Finally able to catch it. They got 2. That means they're on the board, and they're going to be catching up on that early points advantage that Sutton were able to get for themselves. Endgame now. He's still scrapping with Smoggy on this high ground. These teams want to remain in control of this area.
Now this is all Sutton really need to do is just hold control. Although I say that, Brazil, he's already been pushed by Smogheads as they try to regain control up top here. Endgame's still looking to angle out on that balcony, and you saw on the overhead map actually the numbers heavily in favour of the Cog up top, and they use that advantage that they have there to take control of the B hill too. So honestly, Smogheads, they're doing very well, and I'm actually extremely impressed by how they're playing as a team.
Seems like these slower paced maps suit Smoghead's playstyle. The over-aggression from Sutton kind of biting them a little bit here. The points are growing faster and faster, and further away from the side of Sutton as Brazilians wants to come in, try and shine with his shotgun. Looking for Berserking, is able to find him. Now the Homeless One might be next up on the menu. And that's just 4 members pushing forward for B. And they're going to be able to capture that point. Not about going for a few glory kills here and there, though.
Yep, they're looking for Homeless, stop him from rotating and keep that numbers advantage relative to the opposition at this moment in time. The B-Hill captured, of course. 60 seconds on the clock if the Swarm can hold this. He's actually getting taken down there. Fraser's about to get flanked, and I'm not sure he's aware. Will back off for the time being. Endgame finds try. So, honestly, Sutton, do not play aggressive at this point in time. Just play defensive. I like Fraser pulling back there. Get your numbers back. Brazil taking down Berserk. They don't need to do anything special here.
Dwarf's holding this high ground here. Bit of fire coming down onto him. You can see on the map where everybody's placed about. Forward aggression on that B from the side of Sutton as they're trying to defend. They don't want to give it up. They know they've got 30 seconds left. They're able to get themselves a second win, but Homeless One steps forward, trying to go 1v1. Isn't going to get it, but in comes Smoggy, a whiz with a shotgun. He's going to down one. Abusement Park still there, though, and Smoggy has to try and find himself a cheeky double. Abusement is going to have to just back off, and Cog now 16 seconds to go. They just forced everybody onto this B, and they're looking to hold it. Fraser has to make some miracle work happen here. Health bars are going low. In comes Brazilians. He gets himself the shotgun down. Is going to get an execute. Now we're seeing Smoggy gets taken out, though. It's a massive scrap over B-Hill currently as they're trying to hold it. Cog hold out, and Smog go 2-0 on the map.
That was a close one. I mean, Brazil, he made the difficult thing of pushing on that left hand, getting that down, getting those kills, but he didn't strafe around in that hill. Instead, he tried to wall bounce, get up close and personal, and honestly, if he was able to break that hill, I think that could have been a Swarm round there, but unfortunately, perhaps a little bit too antsy with a shotgun was Brazil and Co. But, Smog heads 2-0 now. Bit more of an unpredictable scoreline as discussed based on our predictions, but honestly, they deserve it. They're being very difficult actually to play against. Their teamwork is phenomenal.
I'd actually like to get some clarification at some point. Maybe I'll ask after who picked what maps, because we didn't actually get to see the map selection. We just got told what was picked. So I'm actually curious, because if this was Smallcats picking this map, you can see why, because they play very well on this map. It suits their playstyle. They're definitely slower. They're definitely more control focused. Already, it looks like Sutton are just returning to their aggressive style. Abusement Park trying to find those shotguns off, but not going to get it in time. That's going to be a flash onto the Homeless One. He's has to jump away. Brazilians is coming in, though. He's able to find himself one. He's going to get executed out by the Homeless One now. Homeless One is going to get downed, though. B is going to get captured already, and you can see Sada Smogheads remain in control of the points once again, and early they're going to hold this crucial B ground.
So Sutton there on the initial, they try to be super aggressive through the middle, cut through, underneath the bunker, and then push hard with numbers on that defensive line, if you will, of Smogheads at the back. And unfortunately, they didn't get those crucial kills that they needed on that more unorthodox strategy. And this is the result, actually. They found themselves stuck back on the enemies, on the halfway line rather, behind enemy lines as Brazilians trying to push here. Tough one.
We're going to get some damage down onto Dwarfs just to send him packing. Not going to be able to down him or anything, though. Cog very, very comfortably in control as Homeless One is going to get downed here by Brazilians. The aggression from Sutton is starting to come through, and Dwarfs now taking a lot of Lancer fire on the way out as Abusement Park, he's now pushing aggressively. They're looking for a C-cap here. Abusement Park should be able to get this. Dwarfs trying to defend his home ground, but it looks like it's just going to be given up here. And it was close, but not close enough. And Abusement Park is going to get taken down by Dwarfs, and they're going to recapture this point. C not going to come through in time.
Brazil rotating now. I like this. He's picked up a kill. Not got too trigger happy, if you will, and tried to 2v1 the enemies behind. Instead, he's gone for the safer approach of rotating to the B-Hill round the flank. Question is, does he have any help there? He's got a bit of Lancer fire. Ring around a Rosie as he tries to pick apart the numbers and force a 1v, but Berserking will be successful in that encounter there. Cog team will win in 20 seconds if things stay the same. Swarm, they need to start getting kills fast.
That's the stun down. Abusement's gone in, gets himself one onto Berserking, looking for Smoggy. The down comes down. And that's Homeless One. He has to go 1 versus 3, takes out Abusement Park, looking for Gunner, is going to get taken down by Gunner, though B gets captured, but Cog still just have the points advantage for the moment. They've captured C in the return, and 4 seconds to go. Dwarf takes down Presence, and that's going to be the victory there. 3-0 for the moment for the side of Smoghead. Sutton really got their backs to the wall on the second map.
Well, Sutton have tried almost everything they can now, bar a significant weapon placement. I'd love to see something heavy go down here on one of the center line placements. A boom shot, a drop shot, anything along those lines. But what will it be? I think they're just going to upgrade one of their grenades now. They are going to place something down on the B hill, making that a much more important area. To confirm, drop shot will actually go down on the B hill. So what you're going to see now is a lot more players head down direct to that area, trying to win that all-important team fight. If you can get hold of that drop shot, you can accumulate more kills and very easily roll the enemy team, so much so to get triple cap. So let's see how these shotgun battles go down here.
Alright, well, Spectres now been 3-0'd on the map so far. Already, though, you can see they're going aggressive here over this B. Smoggy, 1 versus 4 at the moment, getting flanked by Abusement Park. Not going to be able to get himself anything picked up here. Taking some serious damage as well. Just diving around, looks for one, but gets executed down. And that is going to be a capture on to the B point. As Brazilians now getting onto this high ground. He's able to take out Triton as well. And now the Spectres, they're looking a little bit better now.
Yeah, Brazilians, he's got the kills. His teammates has the drop shot in their hands, but oh no, Homeless, he actually gets a double. And that's going to stop that triple cap in its tracks. Nice little drop shot from Fraze. He does find Berserk, so keeping the Cog side at bay for now. With that power weapon, Brazilians coming off a respawn as well. They don't need to be too risky in their positioning. They can sit a bit further back as long as the enemy doesn't break that hill. You can see Fraze trying to keep Try in his place, but also not committing to a 1v2 situation without ample help from behind.
Brazilians actually isn't even coming towards. You can see the Homeless Ones just laying down that Lancer Fire. Fraze is going to get down as Gunner comes to the Gert pickup, but that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade so far. Smoggy wants to step forward. Fraze is just holding up for the moment on this point.
I thought Fraze had some drop shot ammo left, but I don't think he does, judging from how he's playing now. So that's going to be all gone. And the Cog team do have a little bit of a points lead. Fraze pushing up a little bit. Teammates must be just behind in order to initiate this one. Lots of Lancer Fire going down, and as you saw on the overhead, drop shot, 30 seconds until that respawns again at the B hill. So very important that both teams contest for control of this area.
Smoggy 1 versus 2 with Abusement Park, but has got the backup of Berserk in gear. 1-for-1 trade there. Abusement Park's going to be able to capture out onto B. If they were able to get themselves a kill on to Smoggy. Brazilians takes out one, and now Dwarfs is getting flanked here. Dwarfs needs to be a little careful. Kind of just being slowly poked down by that Lancer Fire. He actually is going to get picked up, and this is going to be an A-cap. This might just be the domination, unless something can answer out in time. Does look like they're actually just going to back off for the moment. Too many people coming in. Brazilians doesn't want to give up his life. Wants to remain in control of this high ground in the middle.
Yep, heads up play there from Brazilians. He saw the enemies coming in his peripheral vision, played his life, got out early, while his teammates got control of drop shot. They just need to use that weapon now to ensure they hold on to these points for 30 seconds more. Cannot wait.
Okay, so I just got some confirmation that this map was actually a York pick, so we can see why they're playing so well on this map, because this is the map they opted for.
Yeah, makes total sense that. No surprise in the scoreline or how both teams are playing. And Gent trying to clean up that kill. As you can see, the B hill was broken, but Swarm with such a points lead, that would be enough. Although I say that, Cog are going to capture the B hill. Domination potentially coming through. Broken just in time, but Cog, they have the score lead. Gunner tries to get the back A in Smoggy, but Smoggy does say no.
That shotgun to the head was probably enough to secure the kill. Brazilians just rushing for A, but not going to capture it in time. That's going to be another one on the board for the Smogheads. Very
unfortunate round, actually. Sutton did so well to hold on throughout there, but I commented Brazilians, he pulled out too, he played his life, but elsewhere teammates were dropping like flies, and Smoggy going to work with his shotgun once more. Maybe questionable drop shot play as well, because with one of the most powerful weapons in Gears of War, you'd expect to be able to hold on to that central hill, but no, another round gone. And as such, I would argue York, they deserve the 5-0. They've been playing so well going into the second half. And we do see the hills flipped. The E-hill, central hill, now up top where that map control is. So much more important now, but drop shot, of course, still down between those home hills.
Already you can see the side of Smogheads have got 2 points in their control. They've just been playing their points in the control game very, very well on this second map. Remember, it's a best of 3 on map, so if they win this, they force it to match point in their favour as well. Ooh. Sutton, they want to get this win as already. Nice Smoggy going up to Gunner. Able to pick him up nice and simple there.
Yep, big drop shot coming in from Brazilians. He gets 2 kills, but does take himself out in the process. Smoggy, nice little break. Can see the enemies flying to his position. He's going to run all the way back, as he does want to play his life smartly so. Players will be regrouping on both sides now. And you can see so much activity here going down on the E-hill as 3 players from each side do group up to try and work on that hill. Smoggy, star player, watching the middle area.
Yeah, taking a little bit of pressure here from Endgame though to make sure he's not going to be able to put too much down. Smoggy has gone aggressive into this middle part, trying to capture the point, and they are able to get it. So this is in favour of him, but Smoggy's going to get taken down as he went aggressive onto Brazilians. Let's pick him up with that Nasher nice and simple. He hasn't been captured quite yet here for the side of the Smogheads, and
nice drop shot.
like it's going to be an easy pickup once again. Brazilians now collapsing on to Homeless One and Dwarfs. Gunnerdrome at his back, and that's just an easy double kill for him.
Yep. E-hill captured. Brazil doesn't need to do anything too crazy, but he is doing exactly that. Nice little back A. Clean 1v1 victory there against Smoggy. He's going to get the break. Marks is the reward, so he could literally just bow out and get drop shot control as that is spawning just now. But
don't even need it.
Do they actually? The D-hill broken. Nice little overextension actually from one member on the COG side. It's Berserk. He will get taken out though, and the elimination comes through. Finally, Swarm Sutton, they do get a round on the board.
It was close.
It was close, but great use of that drop shot finally does mean a round victory coming through for the Spectres.
Alright, well let's see what gets placed and where for the moment. As Smog still remain in control of this map. They are 1 win away from pushing it to map 3. Sutton have to reverse sweep here to pull this back. And it was a solid start to just come back with a domination when you're on match point. But they got to do that a whole lot more.
Yep, nothing crazy going down from the side of the Spectres, but Smoggy is going to place a torque bow down, and it's right in front of that drop shot. You have a vantage point to look down on that. And someone can take that torque bow down too and assert dominance there, but the question is that going to be much of a factor? Look at the numbers from the Swarm side here, the red players on that overhead. They are going heavy for this drop shot control. They're really putting all their eggs in one basket here.
Well, Brazilians is just going to force Berserking gear away. She gets the down on him there. Nice easy execute will come through. Brazilians will get the execute off, but Smoggy, he's gone aggressive. He's taken down Abusement Park. So he wants to remain in control of this area. He got his hands onto the drop shot, but does get down in the response. No one around to get him up in time, and actually tries to make his way through, and now this is actually going to be the side of the Smogheads who have that drop shot to use.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is what happens. If you go all in on one strat and it doesn't work, in this case, for the Spectres, they try to go all in for that drop shot. They didn't win that team fight. They are going to lose out on both the E-hill and that drop shot control, and so they are going to be essentially spawn trapped now over on that FL. They'll have to push out hard and get some kills on the board. Brazilians doing exactly that with help of Phrase. Berserking getting taken out. Simple overextension to the D-holes. The COG don't have much of a presence there. Abusement looking for that up A on Try. They need to get this kill as quickly as they can if they want to get control of this hill, but Dwarfs and Try both get some kills on the board.
Execute comes out by Dwarfs there onto 1, back into the smoke, back to safety. He's holding this D for a long amount of time. Actually takes out Abusement Park. Has got FaZe in a 1 versus 2 at this point, as FaZe has to make some miracle work. Dwarfs is going to be able to take him down though. And they remain fully in control of these 2 points here. Smoggy with that drop shot just sits here on the E hill. Make sure he can hold it with that weapon.
With such a huge score lead now, for the COG side, they don't need to be even aggressive for the drop shot. They just need to be defending that new spawning weapon down bottom. 10 seconds to go. They only need 1 hill to ensure victory here. And it's going to be a very simple one for them to clean up the map.
Zillions is going to take out Berserking Gear and Dwarfs with a double kill. I don't think it's enough though in time though. As that is actually going to be Swarm holding it. They get the domination. They somehow turn this back around. Smoggy jumps in, takes down 1, but is not going to be enough. That's going to be the domination. And that is going to be the COG elimination.
Just when we thought it was all over, star plays are made from the Spectres flying in every area of the map. And you can see, look at Brazil, FaZe, and Abusement kills in total. They're really carrying their team in the slaying department, and that's exactly when you need it most. When you're about to lose on point the last round of this map, they fly and they make it happen.
I mean, you're seeing that veterancy come through there from the side of the Spectres as they're able to get themselves a second win back-to-back. They were a step away. They were 1 second away from losing this map. And somehow they push it through to another round. 3 more wins, though, is what the Spectres are going to need. When Smogheads, they only need 1.
And look at this change of placement now. Drop shot is locked. It's been blocked by one of the teams, and that means no one can go and get that weapon. It's not spawning for 1 round. And as such, the COG side, they get a torque bow, and they don't even have to defend that drop shot. It's all about this E-hill all of a sudden for both teams. Brazilians trying to be aggressive for Berserk, not going to find the kill that he so desperately needs. Brazil does get revived though. His teammate coming in clutch there.
Yeah, Brazilians now stepping up, trying to go in for the flank there. He has actually been broken here for the moment as Abusement Park does need to be a little careful going 1v1 versus Berserking and a shotty off. Actually has got the backup of a friend as well, and that means Berserking's going to have to just retreat away. E-hill will be captured here from the side of the Spectres.
Yeah, 2v2 it seems like there. The camera pans overhead. Nice little retro actually action coming through. As we do say, well, yeah, retro actually. FaZe did get taken out though very quickly after. As all of a sudden, Abusement Park still putting in work behind enemy lines. 1 player, Secret Man, I think he's turned around finally. Yep, Smoggy is back in on the action on the E-hill.
Yeah, instantly downed though, end game. Able to put the spray in time, and Brazilians gets the execution off. Homeless One now, trying to get himself a few cheeky kills, holding this point for as long as possible, but he is just deleted. As an easy pill gets picked up. Trying out, wants to try and hold this E point, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold it for long. He's going to have to step away and wait for some help from the rest of his team.
Yeah, Swarm do have some time to play with in terms of the score. They're not winning, but now with that E capture, they certainly are. 70 seconds to go if they can hold this, but will it come through? They don't have the drop shot to play for. They should just be all about this E-hill and map control up top, and stopping any rotations from the enemy team.
Smoggy trying to hold this point. Zillions is coming up, shot got off, is going to go in favour of Smoggy as he gets himself that kill. E has not been captured yet by the side of the Smogheads. Doesn't look like Spectres are going to give it up, and this is going to be the recapture. They remain back in control. Domination is going to get denied in time. The D point does get captured once again from the side of the Spectres, but does look like, once again, a miracle is going to have to come out from the side of Spectres if they want to pull this back, because Smogheads, they're 29 seconds away from winning this one.
Gunner behind enemy lines. Again, he's broken the E. Is he going to break the enemy? Yes, he is. He'll break the hill, and right now I'd be screaming, just play your life. If I was his teammate, wait for your teammates to come through, because you're not going to be able to hold on to that for a long time. Try, Lancer, not going to get taken out though by endgame, and surely now This will be York finding the map. 9 seconds to go, scanning the overhead map. They have overextended of the Spectres. Can they break in time? The kill feed suggests so. 2 seconds. Unfortunately for them, the COG will still win by points. We have a game on our hands.
We have a series on our hands at this point. That is going to be a win there for the side of the Smogheads. We're one apiece. The winner of the next map will, in fact, be going through to the grand finals to challenge the Tyneside Guardians. But we still got one more map to go. This one's going to be Icebound.
Yeah, and a bit more basic, as we were discussing at first. I think Bunker really was a Smogheads map, wasn't it? Fantastic.
Slow and
stuff.
controlled.
Slow and controlled. The reckless plays were punished harder by the Smogheads onto their opposition. And honestly, they surprised me. I didn't expect this scoreline to come through. I really expected a series of triple caps and eliminations from.
Well, actually,
from
with
Spectres.
that's Spectre's first lost of a map. Loss
Yeah.
of a map here
True.
at the Arena Cup. So really, really good by Smogheads to be able to get themselves that win over an undefeated team previously. Remember, Smogheads are the second seed from that Group A, and the Spectres are the Group B first seed. I honestly tripped over so many words there. Basically,
Yes.
Spectres did
are
better
good.
on paper.
Yeah,
but yeah.
in theory, you'd expect them to do better. I mean, they only dropped one in group play.
True.
Their opposition, so it's not like there's a huge difference in relative win-loss ratio. But honestly, it's anyone's game at this point. I think if I was to put my money on someone, it would still be Spectres. I still expect that aggression and that shotgun ability to favour them.
We're heading back to a map that suits their playstyle.
We are, and this initial is crucial up top. There is a height advantage component to this map once more, not so much like Bunker, a little bit smaller, but if you can get control of these windows and Lancer down onto the IC area below, and that B hill, especially in that first half, you know, you can have a very strong control of this map, and then also go for that triple cap following once a few kills start building.
That's going to be very exciting to see who pulls out this win. Now, we are just having a quick break before we get going into this next game, so we have more time to talk about what we expect to see coming into Icebound, because Asylum was very quick. We had two 50-second rounds coming out from the side of Spectres. Smogheads, they like to play this control-style game. You can see they shine on these large open maps so they can use their Lancer fire. They have players who maybe aren't as kind of well-equipped with a shotgun, unlike the likes of the Spectres. They have so many members who just like shine with them. I mean, you look at Abusenbart, you look at Phrase, two incredible players here with those shotguns. It's really, for me, it's only really been Icebound who's kind of jumped out to me as a player who is very, very good with the shotgun on the side of the Smogheads.
Smoggy, yeah. I mean, he's essentially MVP at the moment. He
Yeah.
seems to really be putting his team on his back, and carrying him through in these all-important team fights. Gears of War, it relies so much on these crucial team fights, because at any moment, despite this setup you've had for the whole round, you can break control and win a round off one star play. And so, you know, if I had to pick an MVP, it'd still be Smoggy, honestly, after that second map.
I mean, after that first map, honestly, where he went like a freight train through the middle of the Spectres, I mean, this man has really, really impressed me so far. Yeah. Let's have a little look at the bracket to see how everybody got here, for anyone who's joining us here on the stream. You can see earlier on in the day, Guardians and Saints had a battle off-stream, and Guardians were able to push themselves through to the grand final. We're currently on this second part of the semi-final, Spectres versus Smogheads. It's a best of 3. It's all to play for a spot in that grand final. Spectres have been playing fast and loose. They are a glass cannon team.
Yeah.
While Smogheads definitely been more slow and calculating. Play for control. We're going back to his playstyle, though. We're going back to one that suits Sutton's playstyle, Spectre's playstyle. Can Smogheads pull it out? Can the man, Smoggy, step up?
Something tells me he can. Looking at this bracket, again, like, this is lovely to see. I honestly expected a 2-0 coming from Spectres once again, but we don't. We don't have that. We have a 1-1 scoreline. Of course, in the other semi-final, it was 2-0 from Guardians. And on other maps, other rounds rather, previous rounds, it's not been that close. So
Yeah.
right now we have a very close game, a very entertaining one of that. We've got the star-studded players and players in the form of Brazilians, Phrase, etc. Question is, though, who can see it out? Who can hold their composure? I think right now there's probably a lot of pressure on Brazilians, Phrase, and Abusement Park. It seems like you can tell from the scorelines in the game, actually, the predictions are true. They are really carrying their teammates in the Slane department, and that is clearly their strategy they're relying on to see them out in these rounds and maps, and they really have to be performing individually to make sure they win now. It's already been shown that it's not necessarily enough at times to not even 5-0, it's even just to win every map. It's a winning strategy so far.
What we're seeing so far, for me, from the side of Smogheads, is we're seeing the likes of Dwarfs and Homeless being kind of designated to the job of Lancer Spray cover to allow the likes of Smoggy to get into range and Berserking, and those two to pop off with the shotguns, while everyone else lays down the Lancer Fire to make sure they're covered. It's quite interesting to see how they're playing. While Sutton, they have a few members who are kind of doing that Lancer Fire. For the most part, it's just like everybody runs in with shotguns. They all just run in and just charge and try and get those executions off as quick as possible and snap around the map and react faster than Smogheads can react.
Yeah, I think the question as well for the opposition, for Smoggy and his team, I'm going to assume Smoggy is captain, given the team name.
Yeah, I would say.
And he is the MVP. I mean, he needs to sit his team down, if they're not already sitting, of course, waiting to play the next map, and just say, hey, we're doing really well. Like this probably wasn't an expected result so far. We're the underdogs, and just essentially keep you cool and allow this opposing team to make these reckless plays that can cost them rounds. Meanwhile, on the other team, Brazilians, Phrase, Abusement, they need to really be considering their strategy at this point in time.
Maybe it's not the gas a little bit.
Exactly. Maybe it's not enough to rely on their ability to run into the enemy spawn and kill as many people as they can. They need to start getting creative, perhaps, and be a bit more specific with their positioning, perhaps. Bring those passive players a bit further back. Maybe even group certain strategies together, like extremely aggressive trick strats. Make sure you have your best players in on the front line, Phrase and co, Brazilians. But also check yourself, like you said. Maybe tone it down a little bit and don't be too.
We're taking to Icebound. It's time to cool down as we're loading through on to our third and final map of this semi-finals here at Arena Cup. I'm just itching to see who's going to come out on top, because we've seen some really, really close games so far. This series has actually been fantastic, and this is the decider. We've made it all the way to the final map, and it's really time to put that effort in to get that win and get through to the Guardians in that grand finals, because loser of this map goes home. The winner, they've still got more gears to play.
They do indeed. On my screen, it looks like we're loading up on Icebound. This is going to be an intense one, I think. Both teams thoroughly warmed up. We've seen shotgun plays being made from both sides. Some great teamwork, especially from the side of the Smogheads. Question is, can the shotguns see them through for the Spectres here? Keep an eye on that trading post, and in terms of the overhead map, that's going to be the map control I was referring to lancer down onto that B hill. Numbers wise, you can clearly see Spectres going with what's worked in the past, especially on map 1. Be aggressive for that map control.
Alrighty, well, B is going to get captured already here. It does look like the side of the Smogheads have got control. They're itching to get back to replay versus the Guardians. They just have to get one more map win. Smoggy looking to have caught Brazilians out. He's just going to have to hop out the window to get away. Smoggy, a good job to force him away from that ground.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Smoggy, finding one, forcing Brazilians out the window of trading post and forced to push and rotate to the B hill. It works out for Brazil. Finds Smoggy too. Try is in front. Brazilians finds him also. Now, is he going to go for that triple? Yes, he is. He needs to be fast, though. There's two players right in front. Will his teammates be helping him in this process? Yeah, just behind. But here come the reinforcements on the left. Trouble Cat
to get it. Berserking is coming in, though. Phrase goes for the melee. Abusement Park is able to finish him off there, and Swarmer looking for an easy domination here. That's going to get denied, though, as Smoggy is coming. He's gone 1 versus 5, and he gets downed. That's going to be a nice and easy capture there for the side of Spectres. 1 minute 24 on the clock. We're back to aggressive play styles.
We are indeed. I was a little bit concerned when Brazil took his trophy of that awesome rotation and several kills at the B hill and took it to the enemy's home hill, as he was outnumbered for a brief moment of time, but it does pay off. So, expect to see more of that. Positive reinforcement for rounds lost previously. Now, Smoggy, once again, is going to be the man placing the weapon. The man with the highest score on the team does get to choose, but of course this is a team discussion. Again, both teams going with similar things. Flashbang is the go-to for the Spectres and Smokes for the Smokeheads.
Snow's coming in as both of the teams take to the map one more time. It's nice to see Spectres return to that aggressive style, able to pull it off this time round.
Yeah, they're looking for the team fight up on trading post. You know, you can see that oftentimes occur, but Smogheads playing for the B hill.
Smoggy, 1 versus 2 here, is going to get down there by Brazilians though. Star player down for the side of the Smogheads, and Berserking Gear, he's now pinned. Low health, and Abusement Park's going to look for him. Berserking goes for one shotgun, able to get himself one, gets himself a double, and gets downed in return. Should just be a nice execution here. Brazilians finishes him off, but fantastic play there. Coming out from Berserking Gear. 2 points have been captured here, but the smoke has gone down, and Brazilians actually going to take a little bit too much damage. Just holds fast. Is going to get forced away for the moment, though. Brazilians hot on his heels, chasing him down. Try gets downed. And a nice pick up here for Brazilians.
Yeah, you can see the numbers heavily in favour of the Spectres here. Down the middle of Icebound. Not sure why B Hill hasn't been captured just yet. Maybe a lack of communication actually from Spectres. A little bit of a mistake. I do like Brazilians' positioning, just trying to keep hold of these players in the spawn, keep them contained, but does need to ensure he stays alive. Finally, B Hill being captured.
Brazilians just pushes everybody back as far as possible. Using that Lancer Fire to force people inside. Smoggy and Brazilians are going to go 1 versus 1 here with the shotties. Smoggy seems to come out on top, but he's low on health for the moment. It's going to get forced away. 72 seconds until the side of Spectres are going to be able to get themselves this win. Dwarfs playing a bit of distance here. Has found Phrase for the moment.
Yep, Frey's finding Berserking as well, and clearly the map control of Trading Post is proving very difficult for Smogheads to break. They're really locked out of the map now. They need to push on one side. The Blizzard might be the time to do that, pushing down bottom as visibility is a little bit obscured. Meanwhile, Tryon does find Brazilians, so that's going to open up the B hill for York. Some
He does get down.
But looking at the points,
B hasn't been captured. Smoggy got down, and it's just going to be a recap here for the side of the Spectres. They're able to get their hands on that. And now Berserking have to do some serious work.
Yep, time limit now for them. As you can see, under 30 seconds for the Cog to do something drastic. Fly into the enemy's shotguns. And then, if successful in their endeavours, push onto the enemy's home hill. They're regrouping for now, bringing up the overhead. You can't see any movement from the Cog side. They really are leaving it to the last few seconds, or in fact, not pushing at all. So
looks like it's just done as Dwarfs can't push up that high ground from endgame, and Phrase is just too much, and round 2 is going to go over to Spectres.
Clearly, map pick is a very important dynamic here in this face-off between the two teams. And look at the eliminations, my friend. You don't need to be an expert in gears to clearly see that the Swarm side are outslaying right now, and Brazilians is truly having his way, in particular pushing into the enemy spawn. 2-0 the score. This could be a quick one. Looking how this is going, honestly, they're playing it very, very well, the Spectres.
It could be. Feels like that loss on Bunker just hasn't really seemed to affect them at all. They know their playstyle. They knew for coming into this map this would suit them. They knew the advantage was in their favour. They started out with a dominance, then they come back and they just win off points.
Yep. Curious to see now, will the Cog side change up their strategy? They actually will. They're going all in on the trading post. No one going to the B hill. Brazilians has to be careful now. Not be too trigger happy, not be too confident pushing into these numbers. He doesn't lose his life in the process, and in fact he calls the rotation. The B hill already captured. Very well done from the Spectres. Not getting too happy and cocky in the close quarter battles there.
They're willing to give up what they wanted so much in that first and second round. Smoggy, we haven't seen the performance out of them we saw in Game 1 and Game 2.
Yeah, clearly the strategy is set in stone here. For the Smogheads, they're flying at the home street, keeping the numbers on that side of the map. Endgame does find one. Freight is there. Nice flashbang, gets a few, but Homeless wasn't stunned. He comes to help his teammates. Very well done. Domination blinked for a moment.
Homeless doing some serious work there. Swarm domination is going to get denied. Now Endgame, 1 versus 2 here on this C point. They are going to give up B as well, as Endgame just playing down the Lancers. Has now got a flank coming in. The pincer movement's coming forward, and that's going to be a quick pickup by Endgame with a shotty. All of those cog points that were just captured have been given up with a fast Powerball, basically, of all the members grouping up. Smoggy now is taking some serious damage as Phrase. Berserking Gear are going to go down. Smoggy's going to get himself down as well. The high ground comes up big, and Try not going to be able to keep his star player alive. That's going to be another capture here onto B in favor of the Spectres.
Try, he's going to get taken out as well, and all of a sudden a very good push comes through for the COG side to get back in this game. Homeless getting a double meanwhile on Home Street, but the shotgun plays are still being made nonetheless.
Good backdoor there, though.
Indeed.
Just see C get captured. Abusement Park is going to be able to hold it. And that's actually now Swarm able to get A point back, as they are just moving around as this death pool. The Homeless one is going to do his best, but he is taken down.
Look at all these hills changing right now. After that initial push in the round to get themselves out of trading post, they've caused such anarchy here on Icebound. Smoggy already returning to that B hill. Does find one. Phrase and Brazilians work together to take him down. As it stands with this capture.
Tries going in though, 1 versus 2. Brazilians and Phrase has got Berserking as well. So actually Dwarf's coming in. Phrase is down. Brazilians, he's low for the moment. He's just going to get forced off. Good cap there. Good rotation by the Smogheads.
Yeah, that was very much needed. You can see the COG side will win if things stay this way. But trading post already being aggressed through by Spectres. Well, they're looking for nothing but kills on the enemy's home health. Abusement finds Dwarfs. Smoggy 2v1. He needs to play out of his mind now more than ever.
Abusement did get down there, but they're going to get them up back again. Smoggy switches to the Lancer just to put some oppressive fire down. Able to hold on to that point, and COG 24 seconds off victory. Abusement Park has to take him down right now, but he is 1 versus 2. He's just going to have to back off away from the point, and this might just be over to the Smogheads. 15 seconds on the clock. COG actually are going to give up one, but the timer's still in their favor. They've bought themselves 10 seconds. Brazilians is able to get himself a down. Swarmer now 10 seconds away. It's changing hands back and forth constantly. They're rushing towards another point. There's going to be a cap on the C, though, for the moment, as Dwarfs is trying to take everybody down. COG are 4 seconds away. COG are 5 seconds away. The time is resetting. It's going back and forth, and this is going to be a victory here for the Smogheads. No, it's not! What?
Last second.
Oh my lord!
Very last second, both teams overextend. And both overextensions almost, just almost, won the round for Smogheads, but Brazilians and co. flying from the B hill get that last cap in the last second. This is what I mean. Domination.
It's so exciting, actually.
It keeps you on the edge of your seat, and that's a big round. Let's think about that. That could have been a 2-1 situation right there, but no. Coming in clutch are the Spectres, ensuring it's 3-0. Huge lead for them. Drop shot actually being placed by Smoggy. Hey, he called it. We need something drastic now to shake things up, as Icebound clearly isn't our map. Now, we're going to see big numbers over at this trading post. Map control and drop shot is the stakes for this fight.
Look at this.
5v4.
On your screen at the moment, Brazilians 20 eliminations. This man has been putting some serious work in for his team. Now Smoggy trying to get hold of the trading post, but it's been forced away for the moment. They're playing down some Lancer fire just to keep people tucked behind those pillars. This is going to be the push here by Smoggy. He goes for Abusement Park, takes a furious amount of damage, and he's just going to get taken out as well. Try gets the drop shot, but he gets dropped himself. Brazilians able to pick him up. This constant scrapping as Brazilians gets himself another execution down. Oh, Brazilians Coming up now, looking for Berserker, gets himself the double kill. He's just running straight towards this C. This could actually be very, very close to them getting the full cap here. They've got B, they've got A. Brazilians is now 1 versus 1. He's actually got a bit of help coming forward. Is going to get downed in time, and C is going to be recaptured out here by the side of the Smogheads. Able to hold on to that, do not get dominated.
Fraze still lurking in the enemy's home hill. Will they continue pushing? It's a difficult push to make. Drop shot coming through. That's the kill they need. Trying to overextend past them, not going to work out. This could be the triple cap opportunity for
Going for it.
Spectres
It's
to
just
make sure.
berserking. Fraze looking to get him. Lots of damage comes down. Execute with the shotgun. Smoggy can't get in time. Swarm are 6 seconds away from that domination. They've almost done it. I don't think there's enough people on the map, and that's going to be a 4-0 over the Spectres. They are 1 point away from going to the finals.
Yeah, this could be it. You've seen the wildcard drop shot being placed by Smoggy. Look at the eliminations once again. Almost, well, just over 50. We have 52 kills in total from 2 players in 4 rounds. 52. Madness. Really carrying on this map, Icebound. We're going into the second half. Smogheads, they need to win 5 rounds in a row. Do you think it's doable, my friend?
Honestly, with the way the Spectres are playing, I'm going to say no. As much as I'm on the Smoggy hype train, he hasn't really had a moment in this map where he's shown to me that he's capable of carrying the team. And you can feel it. You're getting this much closer just to total defeat. Is the mental going to hold at this point?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think Spectres have this in the bag.
Smoggy,
1v1.
this is his moment versus Brazilians. He is down. Brazilians able to take him down. That's another execution coming down as well. He is going to get captured here. Brazilians actually not going to go for it quite yet. Wants to take out the homeless one. He's able to do so with the help of some friends. Fraze able to get that. Try now getting forced away. He gets down. And it is just a slaughter so far for the Spectres.
They haven't captured the E-Help, but still overextending. Someone needs to do that if they're going for the triple cap here and now. Drop shot being aimed by Abusable. That's nice. Great to the window. Double kill.
Takes them down. Fraze on the point. And this might just be the domination. Nobody's captured this E point, though. It is being untouched so far.
A lack of comms again. This would have been the round over if someone captured that hill. Even the COG side have touched it before.
Gunner is own up versus the homeless one, able to take it down, and this should be the domination. It was an absolute slaughter in the last round, and Spectres, they're through to the grand finals.
What can I say? Fantastic stuff from Spectres. They don't make me look stupid as a caster when I say 2-0, 5-0 finish in the end. Brazilians, on paper, in the game, he's had 3 MVPs in a row, but hey, you got to give it to Smoggy. He really helped out on a number of the maps.
Smoggy game 1 and 2, definitely my MVP. Game 3, it really was Brazilians for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually looked incredible on that map, and with that, Spectres, the other first place team coming out from Group B, will be going into the grand finals versus the Guardians, who are the Group A first place. Now, Guardians were undefeated coming into the finals. It wasn't so clean for Spectres. They did drop a map here as they make it through 2-1. Getting really, really challenged there by the Smogheads at all points. But our grand finals are going to be Guardians versus Spectres. I am very excited to see how these two teams are going to face up versus each other.
I think this will be a good one. Honestly, I was confident in the Spectres going even through to the final against these and having a comfortable time. But honestly, Smogheads, as you said, they gave them a run for their money. The question is, have Spectres got the warm-up they needed now to perform and see this final through?
I mean, this is the thing we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, is this is grassroots esports. You know, this is people trying out competitive games for the first time, trying out competitive gears for the first time. So there's always that curveball, there's always that unknown factor coming into this, and we see in that map where it looked like it was just going to be an easy 2-0 for the side of Spectres, but actually no. Smogheads challenged them. They had a really, really dominating map on round 2 where they were able to get that. There were some challenging moments on the first map as well, so for me, I'm really excited to see how these unknowns are going to face up here in that grand final.
Honestly, as well, I would suggest Spectres maybe even look at their map picks. Icebound was the last map, is the tiebreaker. From what I saw there, rotation-wise included, not just slaying ability, Spectres were really strong on Icebound. Stronger than an Asylum. As we've discussed, Asylum is the most common map played in matchmaking, in ranked, social, and in esports.
Yep.
Why not throw a curveball at your enemy team? You know, the enemy team's flawless. Have Icebound as your pick and try and get that guaranteed win from there rather than the perhaps more even Asylum.
Yeah, it's things you see sometimes in other games as well. People will have certain maps that they're very practiced on. For me, going back to my days when I was doing Overwatch, was one of the things we used to see was certain maps felt like no one wanted to play on competitively, so some teams just practiced it.
Yeah.
So they had that advantage because then they could pick it up, because then no one would expect to be playing on it, and then suddenly they get caught out. And you know, it looks like Sutton, they're prepared to be playing on this map. So hopefully we'll see what comes through in the maps. I'm really excited to see how these two teams are going to go up, because remember, Guardians undefeated. Until today, Spectres were undefeated. They've only dropped one map in this entire tournament, and that was literally one map ago.
I hope they're not shaken up as well on that note. Like, you can tell clearly from their playstyle that they've gone through each and every match with an extremely aggressive playstyle, relying on their individual skill. Now they need to show that they have the teamwork to go against these higher level teams, if you will, as this tournament progresses. I'm not sure who I'm going to go with until I see the first map, honestly. I can't call it at this point.
It's going to be a very hard one to call, but we are going to cut to a quick break, and when we're back, we'll be back with our grand finals for the Gears 5 Arena Cup. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
Love me like a ghost, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Love me like a ghost, yeah. Oh yeah. Just hold on, baby. I'm looking for you lately. It's been a little crazy, but maybe that's okay. Beauty like the sunrise, eyes like the moonlight. Hold my hand, it's alright, yeah. Love me like a ghost. With you I get chills. Ooh, I love the thrill, oh yeah. Love me like a ghost. Never let me go. Walking through these walls, oh yeah. Love me like a ghost. With you I get chills. Ooh, I love the thrill, oh yeah. Love me like a ghost. Walking through these walls. Never let me go. Please don't close your eyes tonight. I need you by my side. Just hold on, baby. I'm looking for you lately. It's been a little crazy, but maybe that's okay. Beauty like the sunrise, eyes like the moonlight. Hold my hand, it's alright, yeah. Love me like a ghost. With you I get chills. Ooh, I love the thrill, oh yeah. Love me like a ghost. Never let me go. Walking through these walls, oh yeah. Love me like a ghost. With you I get chills. Ooh, I love the thrill, oh yeah. Love me like a ghost.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Arena Cup Gears 5 Grand Finals. My name is Hitbrain, and I'm joined by Toby Campbell. Got it right this time. So, we just saw the Spectres go 2-1 versus the Smogheads, and it was close. It was very, very close. Now, the Guardians, who were just about to cast them playing versus, the Guardians completely clean sweep the Smogheads. So, going off that, off kind of a... I can't remember what the word for it is. Going off previous matches and results, how do you think this is going to kind of affect this game here? Do you think it's going to be close, or do you think it's going to be another clean sweep by the Guardians?
I mean, things have shaken up a fair bit now. On paper, when I look at these gamer tags, names I'm familiar with in the European community, Phrase, definitely, Brazilians, and of course, Smoggy as well. Yeah, sadly, Smoggy isn't 2 players, you know, he isn't 3, he couldn't carry his team to victory in the last one, but I think on paper, certain Spectres, they were my team to really see this through and have a comfortable time all the way through the final and take victory. But now, after seeing the Smogheads put it to them, we don't know. I don't actually know, so we're in uncharted territory as a result. We've got past results to look upon. Of course, certain Spectres were flawless, they didn't drop a map until that last game, but look at that, they did drop a map indeed. Now they're up against Guardians.
Well, you can see on your screen the bracket and how everything phased out here in the Arena Cup for Gears 5. We are in the Grand Finals now, which is going to be Guardians versus Spectres. Still a best of 3 on the map. Obviously a best of 5, first of 5 inside each individual map, but you need to win 2 maps to be able to get yourself the title of the Arena Cup champions. It's all to play for at this point. Really, really excited to see how these teams are going to go, because so far we haven't seen Guardians, because all of the games prior to our first semi-final we just showed were played off stream, so we only really have the information we have from like kind of win records, but we don't get to see the play style of the Guardians. Do they play a controlling style, but do they play it maybe a little bit cleaner than Smogheads, or are they aggressive with those shotguns like we see from the likes of the Spectres? And then maybe they're just better at it, or maybe we're just going to have an extremely close series that's going to be extremely scrappy.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see someone who plays as aggressive as the Spectres go versus them, because I think that would make for such an explosive finals.
I think that's what we could be seeing, honestly. I mean, Tyneside Guardians, they've had a similar run through to this final as Spectres, and judging from their results, their map counts, their round count in these maps in particular, I think they probably had a very confident time in each of these maps. They looked at their opponents and said, this is going to be a clean sweep, let's just run through with shotguns. Yeah. And that's probably what they're used to now. That's probably their playstyle they've built up here. Whether they'll actually attempt it now against the Spectres is a different thing. But if I was to put my money on it, I think we are going to have a bit more of a clash of shotguns on these team fights. Lots of overextensions from both teams. But of course, again, back to that point earlier, Spectres, maybe reel it in a little bit if it's not paying off. You know, don't be as cocky to run into the enemy spawn unless you have the reinforcements and you've got your timing down.
Yeah. Well, for anyone who is joining us here on the stream now and is maybe unfamiliar what Arena Cup is, we run a tournament here at the Belong Arenas called Arena Clash. This is our kind of newer games area where we play some games that we haven't played here in the arenas, and Gears 5 is a brand new game to us, so first on stream, you get to join us here for a first time. And if you are in the UK and you do want to get your hands in, you know, some competitive pies, let's say, you can head over to your local Belong and you can see what kind of games suit you and you can sign up for them there. There are trials for next year, for 2020, and you know, it's not just Gears, it's many games, Overwatch, League of Legends, FIFA, Rocket League. Check out what games kind of suit you and you can actually get your hands on and maybe try out some competitive. See if you're the new Faker of the League of Legends community. I don't know. What have we got for Gears? Who's
Mental, I would say.
There you go. The new Mental of Gears. The new... that dude of Overwatch. I haven't kept up with Overwatch for years, so I have no idea. But do make sure you have a look into that. It's all to play for, though. We are now in the Arena Cup Finals for Winter for Gears 5, and I'm just so excited to get going into this game. I really, really want to know who is the best. I really want to see how Guardians play, because they are undefeated. They haven't even dropped a single round so far. Every map has been a clean 5-0 for them.
Here's the thing. I don't think we're going to see a 2-0 this time round. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a 2-1. Which way, I don't think I know, but I'm going to assume the Spectres will come through and win.
You actually said 2-0 Spectres last game. I said 2-1 Spectres, so...
You're better.
You probably don't
You're
keep
better.
up. You probably don't keep up with the League of Legends community, but I'm kind of a prediction god.
Oh, really?
I was 4 points off a maximum score in the last season.
Oh.
I'm going to go 2-0 Guardians. There we go.
I think you just
My
like being
prediction god.
controversial, mate. That's what
It works. It always works.
Evidently, yeah.
Seems to be my thing. Just also at the League of Legends World Championships, I was the highest in the UK community as well.
Predictions
So
as well.
just
Wow.
actually a prediction god, by the way.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm kind of on fire. I'd say that now, and I'm just gonna. It's gonna be a 2-0
Yeah, we're just
Spectres
gonna, like,
game. It's
rewind
gonna
it
be
back at the end.
completely terrible.
We don't keep points or track. We do keep track of predictions, but we don't have points in Gears Esports. I've never heard of that, so that's quite interesting. Actually, I might start.
So you
doing
do,
that
like-
on the European side.
What you do is like a point for like if you get a prediction right, and then if you do like a scores point system, normally that's 2 points.
Oh,
One if you
so you
get it
get-
right, and
get
then
it-
one if you get the points right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of a god. Not gonna lie.
Kind of a go. I mean, fair play. You got the prediction pretty much spot on.
Yeah.
For your first.
I mean,
cast of
for my
Gears,
first
and
cast
you've
of Gears.
done. You've done your research somewhere,
I've
or you're
missed
just
the
lucky.
names.
We don't know. Maybe just a
It's,
god.
it's, what I'm
just-
actually doing is I'm just rolling
Yeah.
dice. I made a deal with the devil,
Yeah.
so that's how I know who's gonna win.
The Swarm Devil and Gears of
Swarm
War,
Devil.
shall we say? Yeah, the Swarm
Yeah.
Queen. I mean,
We're completely off
the
track.
thing is,
Do we have the maps yet? Let's see if we got our maps yet. That'd be nice.
that would be good.
Find out who's playing where, and then we can talk a little bit about that because that's your area. You know the maps, you know the play styles on the maps. So we are just waiting to find out. What's quite cool actually is the Guardians. They are the Tyneside Guardians in the Arena Clash Cups. They have the Smogheads who are from York normally playing in their arena with them. So unfortunately, because the Smogheads got knocked out, we don't actually have like a LAN final where we're currently in the Bristol arena, Bristol Belong arena, where the players are up on the other side of the country playing each other over there. Unfortunately, the Smogheads will have to just be sitting back and watching the Tyneside Guardians playing here versus the Spectres.
They're going to be cheering them on after losing, and
Especially on that last map. That
last
hard.
map really, probably wasn't a great thing to have happen, but to them, but they're going to be, I think, behind their monitors, and be like, yeah, come on, you can beat these, and just saying they're not as good as we once thought, perhaps as well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they've been shaken up, take advantage, Guardians, and you know, maybe the crowd will be on their side,
I mean,
locally speaking.
The one thing you have to keep in mind though is the Spectres are warmed up. I'm assuming the Guardians have been playing, but like competitively, you know, when the pressure's on, warmed up. They've
Yeah.
now played 3 maps. One of them they lost pretty one-sidedly. They only managed to pick up 2 wins on that map, if I'm right. Everything else was just, it was hard. So, you know, has their mental fortitude held coming into this game, or are they a little bit shook because of the fact that it had to take 3 games to get that win?
I mean,
Or are they
yeah.
just warmed up? You know, they're seeing red. They're ready to go.
Yeah, it's always like that flip of the coin. Is it they're proper warmed up, or is it they're exhausted mentally, physically from having such a tough game? We don't know.
Yeah, because
Time will tell.
it is, you know, exhausting playing a long series like that. That went all the way. It went a very, very long way. The only way it could have gone longer was more rounds in each map, but they were still long map rounds. Apart from that last one, it does get tiring. They've had a short break to kind of catch their breath, maybe have a drink, have something to eat, but it's back to business, and you potentially have another 3 maps to play. That can get taxing. Once you're onto your 6th map in a row, that can really, really get taxing for a player.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Again, I think we've kind of nailed down the keys to victory here. Waiting for the Sutton Spectres actually to get into the game. We've got the Tyneside Guardians with us.
Looks like the Spectres will be playing on Swarm at least for this
Yeah.
first map, but that might be changing because we do need to still find out confirmation on what maps are being played in this best of 3, what side's going to be what. It was nice and easy because they both played the same side each time. It was COG for Smogheads and it was Swarm for Spectres, so we'll have to see. But once we get confirmation on maps, I assume we'll be getting into game fairly quickly and we're getting going on with this grand final.
Yeah, 100%. I think just for a moment, I want to touch upon how awesome this arena is. It's the first time
It
I've
is cool.
personally been in a Belong game area, and it's literally the shop is next door, and you come next door, and all of a sudden you have so many setups, PC, console, where you can play pretty much any game that you want. And this whole environment actually, we've got broadcast section,
Yeah.
we've got a gaming section. I can see FIFA
I mean, the
being played
broadcast-
in the corner.
The broadcast is quite
Um,
incredible. Kind of just pops up and pops down. I've been to this. I've been to this shop quite a few times actually. Always at Christmas, funnily enough. So there's always a
alright.
Christmas market on, which is great because you get yourself some hog roast. But yeah, it looks awesome. It does look awesome.
It's actually really cool.
Do actually now have maps, so bear with me. First map is going to be District, so that's our first one. So that was Tyneside picking that one.
Oh, okay.
And map 2, I believe, is Training Ground. So that's going to be a swarm pick there. And then for our third map, we are going to be playing on. I didn't actually hear what that was. Phasgar. Phasgar. Is that how you say it? Phasgar.
That's
Cool.
it. Yeah.
Me and the producer didn't know how to say that. So that was really messy. Like Phasgar.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I was expecting Asylum or Icebound, for sure.
Not
But
getting
it
either.
looks like we have some bans being thrown in the mix here.
That's
to
awesome,
ensure.
though. That means
Yeah.
all 6 games, all 6 maps are completely different.
I
There's
think
no repeats.
Guardians were spectating that game, or just taking Smoggy's advice behind them,
Yeah.
just saying, "Hey, ban this map. They're
Don't
really good.
play
Don't-
on Icebound."
Do not play this map."
Yeah.
And so yeah, District actually, ironically, it's a very simple map. It's very in your face, very fast, more conventional again, like Asylum. But it's actually one of the least played maps in esports. For something I was really confused at first, but I think it's just so volatile, shall we say, in the
Yeah.
middle of the map that teams really don't like playing it. I think they've learned to really like love or hate it.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting map pick to go with from the start. Training Grounds. It's not as fast-paced, I'd argue, as the likes of Asylum, likes of District, but it's a very traditional map in that it's got some extreme high ground and great map control, kind of like Bunker. Think is more along the lines of, but there's a lot more ability to make plays, be aggressive. And it's not as open in a lot of areas. So, yeah, those are 2 interesting maps to really get on to start with.
Kind of hitting on that warm-up point we were talking about a minute ago, how the side of the Spectres are going to be warmed up. Now they're warmed up, but they're not warmed up on any of these maps. Imagine going into Icebound. Imagine going into Asylum versus a team who've already played some competitive matches on that map not that long ago. So they're feeling those areas. Now they've got to kind of adapt once again and play on some new maps. And like you said, some maps that don't really get played in competitive. So maybe maps they're not so familiar with. And that was one of the things we were also talking about prior to the break, is maybe if you want to get a win, try and play these maps that maybe you're a little bit more prepared on than some of these other teams.
Yeah, District is rarely... I think it's banned out by a lot of teams.
Is there a reason for that?
I think it is like a love or hate relationship with it. Usually the bans you see on very unique maps. District, I wouldn't say is extremely unique. It just plays oddly. It can be, as I said, very volatile in the middle. Can swing both ways, and setups can sometimes be a little bit too good for people's liking. But then sometimes you can have aggressive plays that just seem to spawn triple caps in front of you. And so that is an interesting pick. And I think, especially going on that last game, if you were to try and assume who won the pick and ban process, I think Tyneside Guardians, they've played it very smart.
Yes.
Or picked very smart and banned very smart, it seems. Vazcar, if we go to that map, which I think you said 2-0, right? So you don't think we're going to go to Vazcar?
I'm going off the fact that Tyneside, if you looked at the bracket, went undefeated right up until the finals. Sutton, the Spectres, made it all the way to the semi-finals undefeated, but then it was a very hard-fought finals. Keep in mind, one of the teams that Guardians went undefeated against was the Smogheads, the team that just challenged the Spectres. So kind of going off those kind of transitive properties, for me, it looks like the Guardians are just clearly stronger than Spectres, but the Spectres were fantastic. You got the light of Phrase, you got the likes of Abusement Park, playing incredibly aggressive, really, really fun to watch players. So, they might be able to put these games on these backs and, at least break the back a little bit and break that undefeated streak.
Yeah, here's the thing about Vazcar. It is a very unique map. That is kind of like the traditional map probably teams would look to ban. It's asymmetric. It's not symmetrical like all the other maps, and so you can see a lot of rotations go all around the way of the map. Yeah, the circuit, if you will. Interested to see if we get to that one.
Well, you can see on your screens here the teams on the side of the Sutton Spectres. It's Batman, Phrase, Gunnery, Endgame, and Abusement Park EU. The Tyneside Guardians are Causey, Jaeger, Mikester, Codalina, Spartan Dan, and Scrub.
That's a great name. What do you think I'm saying is great?
Jaeger Mikester?
Correct.
I would say
that's a very clever name.
I'm also kind of behind my dude Spartan Dan. There is an arena team called who are the Spartans, so maybe sold a little bit on that for they're kind of standing up for a team that aren't here currently in the Arena Cup. for Gears 5. But yeah, we are just ironing out a few little issues here and there, hence why it's been a bit more of an extended phase of this show. But we will be getting into our first final game very soon. Just waiting for a few last issues to be ironed out.
A little bit more about Vazgar, shall we then? If it does go to this, my prediction is the case. It could genuinely go either way. I've seen Pro League teams in Europe and other regions really just fall to pieces on this map because it's so unique.
Yeah.
It's asymmetric in that, you know, both sides of the map are not the same. And so as both factions flip, the performance of both teams can, you know, really differ dramatically. You can have a number of strategies. Flanks through the middle are very common. And also the home hills are, on one side in particular, essentially right in front of the spawn. So if you're going to attack that home hill and go for that domination, you better be fast, because you could literally see cog soldiers or swarm soldiers just spawning in front of you and outnumbering you very quickly. And so that is a very intriguing map if we get to it.
Yeah.
I think we will, but of course...
I mean, my prediction's against it, but, you know, because of this, I do want to see the map, because I kind of want to see, you know, how this can play out, because this would probably suit at least so far what we expect from the Spectres play style. You know, this fast and loose aggressive style, that they rush their home spawn. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds so up their street. I want to know how Guardians play. That is because, like we said, we haven't seen them play yet. Do they play this aggressive style? Because on a map like that, then it really comes down to mechanical skill and also just kind of map knowledge and, you know, those small kind of macro plays to get control of the points.
That's the question. We haven't seen any of Tyneside. I can't really make any assumption as to the playstyle other than based on their flawless results. You know, flawless in Gears of War is literally just running to the enemy spawn, killing everyone and getting the triple cap. I think we're going to see more of that. In terms of the maps, they do facilitate that kind of play. The first two maps, very aggressive. District, you expect to see a number of players go down to the cinema, go for that team fight of that central B hill. Home street pushes are very doable. Just like in Asylum, it's not that much of a distance between the home hills, so you can kind of like rotate back and forth very easily. They can be difficult rotations. I'm going to keep a close eye on the Spectre to see if, when they do go for that enemy hill, and I think they will at some point on District, be sure to pull back very early, because you can get tied up very quickly. Angles from different angles, different sides of the map, and so any reckless players, I think, could be very easily punished by Tyneside Guardians if their, of course, performance does show up and really, you know, go through as if we assume it to be, given that they've had a flawless record.
Well, we are seeing the Spectres lads join in to the lobby, so should be getting ready to go into our first map. I mean, we talked a lot about these maps. We talked a lot about these play styles. I mean, obviously one of them's a bit of an unknown. I mean, that's the key thing. It is grassroots. There's lots of unknown. There's players we don't know here. There's, especially if you use someone who's more familiar with the Gears scene, and especially these EU players. Are there any of these kind of newer players that you've been seeing that stand out to you, or is it really just been the veterans putting the games on their backs?
I think it's really been a story of veterans, at least in the game that we've casted it on both sides. We talked about Smoggy, really, you know, MVP for the first two maps, really getting those crucial team fight victories through his own, you know, through his own means. And looking at how the Sutton Spectres are playing, they're veterans, you know, Brazilians, FaZe, it really does seem like they're playing aggressively in order to carry their teammates, their newer teammates, their grassroots players. Not only are they probably IGLing and calling out the strats and kind of micromanaging their teammates, but they're also really taking it into their own hands to force mistakes from the opposing team, to really get up close and personal, get as many eliminations as possible. I mean, back to the last map we saw on Icebound, the thrashing that Sutton Spectres gave out. That, let's be real, that was probably due to FaZe and Brazilians having 52 kills after, what, 4 rounds?
Yeah. They
Four
were
rounds? You know, like,
they were popping off. They were pretty good with the shotties.
Yeah. And so I think we'll see more of that. We'll see more slaying action from those two players in particular. Whether it'll be as effective, we're yet to see, of course. We need to see how Tyneside Guardians are playing and really how they're performing on the day.
Yeah, well, it is the day, it is the time, as we are going to be loading through onto our first map in a second. Everybody's in. The map's loading up. We're getting ready to go into the grand finals of the Arena Cup Gears 5 Winter Cup. Just adding words to that there at that point.
This is exciting. I'm actually genuinely looking forward to see if Tyneside Guardians have what it takes to come up against Sutton Spectres and beat them at their own game. We're hoping it's their own game, of course, being aggressive on those initials and and abuse of numbers. Will that be the case? I don't know. District should facilitate that. It's down to Brazilians and Fraze, I think. They're the keys to victory, definitely, for the Sutton Spectres. And
is there anyone on Guardians you would say is the kind of key people you're looking at? Are there any names that you go, okay, I know that name? Or are these all unknowns to you?
I think they're all unknown for me, actually. I'm not too sure. Some of the names seem familiar, but I'm not going to assume that they're the identities that I think they might be just yet. Judging from the performances, though, let's be real. They're experienced in escalation. They're not going to be an easy walk. But question is, can the Sutton Spectres perform in those all-important shotgun battles as they once did?
Can they perform indeed as we load through into the grand finals? We're on the first map already. Brazilians finds himself in a 1 versus 2 versus Morphin. Instantly pops in with a shotty. Now Mike going in. It looks like Brazilians is just going for a double kill here. Mike trying to find that opening though, not able to get him. He's just going to get backed into a corner. Brazilians trying to find that opening. Gets the down. That'll be the double. Picks him up with the pistol.
So clearly a different approach in both strategies here. You've seen the aggressive approach coming in from Sutton Spectres. No surprise there, they go to the B hill at Cinema. But it's actually Tyneside Guns that go for this home street setup. They pushed up to the home hill. They've already captured the enemy's home hill. But outnumbered, McBride getting one kill. Gets the second down, but he's not going to have too much left in the way of health. He will get taken out. And immediately Sutton Spectres are very much back in this game.
Yeah, Spectres got themselves those 2 points for the moment to work with. Mike now stepping up, looking for Fraze. He gets downed. The help of Gunner from that high ground, just spraying down with that Lance of Fire, giving that pepper.
Yeah. Fraze, I like that. He's rolled back from that dangerous area of the fountain to the back of Cinema just to cover that angle. Lance is out for the time being. And of course, you see at the top center, the Swarm have a nice score lead building. It's a very difficult push, this B hill. It's so open in front of the fountain, but there's lots of cover down the middle, and easy rotations can be had to the home street in particular, and I think that's exactly what the Cogside are trying to do here. Spartan getting angled out from the middle, Endgame will get that down, slowing them down at least for now. Coming through the banister is this
to do
side.
something. Otherwise, it's going to be a nice and easy win in 33 seconds. Throwing down some of that Lance of Fire. That's going to be the shotgun and the finish up by Endgame. Kind of had a bit of a quieter series in the last round, but now starting to see some work come out from this guy. You can see on the map where everybody's positioned for the moment. The B point still being held here. 16 seconds until the Spectres are going to take themselves a win, and the Guardians may just lose their first ever map round. Going in for the melee, McBride gets himself an execution, shotgun off to the face. 5 seconds left, and it looks like this is going to be a victory over to the side of the Spectres.
Brilliant stuff. Back to basics from the Spectres. I like that. There was no recklessness from them. That's you know, that could be the defining factor for the opposition in this match, is how cocky do Brazilians and Fraze get. Do they get those initial kills but then make mistakes following?
Brazilians' eliminations was 7 there.
In one
in
round.
the first round, he got 7 elims.
Yeah, 1 round, and that's clearly exactly the performance you need. So far, slaying-wise, just judging not only on the stats, but just qualitatively just in front of us, the outplays, the shotgun kills they're getting are very easy. They're very comfortable. They're not having to do anything crazy with in terms of the wall bounce mechanic, or extra strafing, or resetting of health. They're just having their way with the opposition currently. This key player here on our screen, Brazilians, is a very important factor there. Already shotgun out, he's flying to the enemy side.
He's going to step up, try and get himself something onto Mr. Morphin. Mr. Morphin's going to get zoned away as Brazilians is just hot chasing after him. Pistol shots will get himself a nice down. Can finish out with that execute. The B point has not been contested. And now Mike, he's going to jump over the wall. Endgame just spraying in there with that Lance of Fire though. Going to get himself a couple of downs. Mike is going to get picked back up. Gunner and Endgame now just spraying down that staircase. Mike needs to try and find a separate way around.
Yeah, again, it is the Tyneside Guardians that go for the overextension on the home street. They get the capture. They do have control for now, but you can see on the bottom left, the kill feed is not in their favor. It's a very simple rotation to come back and defend your home hill in escalation. And it's really proving as such the case. McBride, the last one again on home street. He's doing very well, to be fair to him, getting these downs, but outnumbered now. Surely he cannot last long here.
No, he's going to get himself down and finished off. The execution comes down. Metro versus FaZe with a shotgun off here. C is being held for the moment, but it looks like an A cap is going to come back through for the side of the Spectres. FaZe now actually can get onto C. They zoned him away. Metro's going to get taken out, and Swarm looking for the domination here. B is going to get captured back in time, though, to deny that. Spartan is going 1v1. He's going to get downed here by Gunner. Gunner should get that finish off. Actually uses him as a meat shield as McBride is now trying to hold for the moment. Resilience is going to zone away, and this is going to be full domination.
Again, it's comfortable. It's really comfortable for certain Spectres, and honestly, Tyneside Guardians, they've gone with the same strategies. They've gone for the home street, but look at the scoreboard. 5 eliminations between them all in 2 rounds.
And it's 12 just for Brazilians.
Yeah, over double. I mean, like, what can you say? It's only been 2 rounds, and he's already doing that.
And remember, this is actually the map that the Guardians picked.
True, yeah.
Map 2
Very good point,
is Spectres map, and then map 3 is again Guardians map. Flashbang's going to get placed here for the moment. Looks like McBride looking to place himself something. He's going to put himself a Markser.
On home street, yeah, no surprise there. That's clearly the strategy. They want to build that up a little bit, and the Markser can be a very good support weapon. Nerfed a fair bit since the initial stages of the game. The Markser was very powerful and a must pick, but now it's a very common one for sure. Brazilians once again on board with him. Looking to be aggressive.
He gets down here, holds it out. The smoke's going to come down and just peppering out with a pistol, putting some damage down. He's going to hop over, but that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade so far. Abusement Park, he's going to step forward. B remains uncontested as Abusement Park. We talked about how he was one of those standout players. He's only got himself 3 limbs at the moment. Brazilians. He's just going 1v2. You're going to barrel towards that C point on the map, though. B remains uncontested still as Metro. He's going to get taken down just outside the C.
Yeah. Brazilians right now is just playing a flex role, if you will. He's trying to be that Slayer, but he's also really mindful of the home hill and the defense. He's constantly rotating, constantly making himself present in every area of the map wherever he's needed. You can see him there just picking up 2 kills with support from his teammate from Blue Room. And right now, it is all to play for, as McBride and Mike are looking to push up on the enemy's home hill, but they're being
flanking.
Yes.
He's got that pincer coming forward. You can see Endgame just playing down that pepper there for the moment. Resilience looking for Metro. He's going to go off for the shotgun fight. 1 versus 2. Takes out McBride. Looking for a double kill. Can he find it? Getting chased out by McBride. He's now in a 1 versus 3. Is going to get himself a double. Gets himself a triple. Brazilians coming up huge. He's going to capture the point. Abusement Park's there to help him. Oh my lord, this man is popping off right now.
He's on fire. Like, what else can you say? Brazilians, his individual talent is really showing in this match. Can he pull off the 2v4, actually?
Domination gets denied. Resilience actually gets himself an execution once again. They're going for more. Over the wall goes Abusement Park, and they are just melting through everybody on the side of the Guardians. It's another full domination coming forward. 3-0. The Spectres are here to play.
They're putting on a clinic right now, my friend, and honestly, I don't know what to tell the Tyneside Guardians at this point. They've tried the home street strategy. I feel like if they go for that initial, they're just down at the B hill, they're just going to come against 21 eliminations.
21 eliminations. Then you look at FaZe, he's got 11. There's so many members who have more kills than all of the Guardians combined. This veterancy is coming forward so well. The Torquepo is going to get placed. See if that's going to be enough here for the Guardians to be able to do something. They couldn't find anything for the last placement.
I mean, the Torquepo is a power weapon. You can certainly get picks at long range with said gun, but I don't think that will be enough, honestly. It looks like home street isn't going to be the choice for the COG side. It will be Brazilians, Fraze, and Co being aggressive on the B hill, coming up directly against the Tyneside Guardians.
Morphin, I don't know if you want to be trapped in here with Brazilians. He's going in for the melee and gets himself the execution. 22 eliminations and 1 death. This guy's KDA is mad right now. McBride finds himself pinned up in this high ground. Lance of Fire will pin them in place for the moment as Game Metro is going to get taken down by Fraze. Get the execution to finish him off.
Overextension, again, coming from Tyneside Guardians. They don't really have the numbers to make this happen, I feel. Endgame, you can just play as live, wait for Abusement Park to come off spawn. They get the break. They're looking for the capture, but it's not... Oh no, Brazilian's already on the flank. Obviously, he's already there, making his presence known. That's the hill captured back immediately in favor of the Spectres. And honestly, Brazilians, I think he's just going for a kill streak at this point.
25 and 1
He died
right
once.
now.
That's
Yeah.
his death, once.
He's been playing insanely well right now. McBride. Oh, they actually do shut him down finally. That's going to be Spartan now looking for Abusement Park. Gets himself a double kill. Taking out a few of the key members here. Want to get onto this high ground to take out Endgame, but Gun is going to go down. That's a triple for Spartan. He's looking for Endgame right now. Just barreling after him. Morphin and Fraze having a fight over the B point currently, though. Swarm still have that victory to work with. Brazilians comes forward, gets himself a double kill. No one's capturing this point under his watch.
McBride trying to get the break. Fraze so close to picking up that kill, but that's not going to happen. The COG side are certainly playing well in this round now. A lot better than what we've seen currently. Brazilians 3v1. Not a great cover as Fountain. Is he going to continue being aggressive? That is the important... No, he's not actually. He's pulled all the way back. Played it safe. I like that. Not getting too cocky. Mike, overextending, trying to join Spartan on that home hill. Pick up a kill. No, he will not. Endgame. We'll get trading out.
Fraze is there. They're getting back up straight away. And now Mike. Let's be a little bit careful here. 2 versus 1. Fraze is going to try and force him away from that nice, comfortable position. Now 3 people holding this point. For the first time, Guardians actually do find themselves in control of points, but the score is still in favor of the side of the Spectres. There's Morphin and Abusement Park going for a fight. That's going to be the melee off in time, and that's going to be the down. Morphin gets meat shielded up by Abusement Park.
Lovely job. Swarm getting back the B hill in the end to ensure they win by score. I think Brazilians is actually still pushing. There he is. Doesn't get taken out though. So is KD. Isn't drastically affected by the last play, but look at the score. 4-0. What more can you say? Sutton Spectres putting on a clinic right now for us.
1 win away for the side of Spectres before they push it onto match point in this series. I'm getting flashbacks of game 1, of map 1,
Yes.
from our semi-finals just before this round.
Honestly, this is even more convincing than that, and you only need to look at the numbers to confirm that. In terms of how quick the rounds have been, way faster. In terms of the kills, Brazilians has almost 30 in 4 rounds, which is just nuts.
29. I was covering up a little bit with the map. I was getting a little ahead of myself there. Brazilians 29 and 3. Smoke's going to get thrown down here. This time he's actually in a different position from where he normally starts out. He's looking to contest that D park as McBride. Going in, they've got a lot of members around McBride. He's going to get taken down.
Yep. Brazilians being where his team needs him most, and that's on the central hill. Being the second half, that is the E hill. But saying that, Domination did blink for a second. Goes the COG, once again pushing the enemy's home hill. Brazilians to come all the way back to help his team there.
Trying to get that pick off with the pistol. Gunner's with him. Spartan just gets shotgunned. Not much he can do. And now, looks like Brazilians is looking for that double kill, looking for his 34th kill. He is just chasing Mike down. There is nothing he can do. A double kill for Brazilians, and he's looking for the triple. McBride needs to be very careful here. Tries to peek over the wall to get that shotgun off in time, but Mr. Muffin will take him down. Still, points remain in control here for the side of the Spectres.
Yep. Talkbow will be respawning in 70 seconds. Still a little bit of time away. Now, Abusement Park and the rest of the Sutton Spectres trying to set up, as you can see, on that midpoint of the map. Very difficult is it to push through that juice area when you have that many players. near that E-hill on that central point. This seems to be a very simple setup for the Sutton Spectres. All players alive and no Brazilians flying through. Natris pushed up a little bit though. He's going to get angled out. Brazilians calling that out immediately, and Lancerfire coming through.
He's going in for Morphin. Look at this, 35 at limbs. Once again, 1 versus 2. We find Brazilians just scrapping with everybody. 44 seconds until it's a 5-0 on map 1 here. It's on the Guardians to make a play happen, but Brazilians is just pinning them in place, denying them every opportunity to step forward. They hold this D point, but it's nothing.
They are pinned right now, Tyneside Guardians, but they need to be anything but. They need to fly into their opponents. Gunner tracing after Spartan. He's definitely clocked him running across the map. As Endgame does cut him off. 14 seconds until the end of this round. Endgame, can you get a kill to finish things off?
Looks like he's going for it. Not going to be enough. Spartan takes him out, but he's back to Brazilians. 4 seconds to go. No contest is going to come down in time. And this is going to be a 5-0 on map 1 over to the side of the Spectres.
Incredibly convincing from the Sutton Spectres there. I'm really fancying myself for my predictions. I must say it.
You know what? I'm feeling it. You're doing pretty good on this. It might actually just be a 2-0 at this rate. They're playing so well. We might not see that last map.
I just checked the scoreboard there, and the totals were just insane.
I mean Brazilians had 35 at the end. Yeah, 4 deaths. The guy was playing incredibly well on that. I do believe we're going to be sticking sides, so I fairly certain the Spectres will remain as Swarm and the Guardians will remain as Cog. So we'll be seeing what's going on about that. Actually, just got an update. We're swapping sides, probably.
There you go.
So there we go.
I don't think that'll help them, though.
It doesn't really change much. It's just for you guys at home and for us for tracking who's what. We can see who's playing what.
Here's the thing. We're going to Training Grounds next, and this is a very cut-and-dry map. I think it's a lot more predictable than District at times, honestly. It might not be as fast action and triple cap heavy, but honestly, expect Brazilians to go all the way up top, get a huge height advantage. You can even shoot down pretty much below you on this map, unlike Bunker. If he can get control of relative map control, if he can push on and continue with the slaughtering that he's putting on, I think this could be another 5-0. A very simple map.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I am completely convinced that Game 2 of our last semi-finals with Spectres seems like a blip on the radar for them at this point. They are just on fire. And, like, we are singing the praises of Brazilian, obviously, because he's been playing very well, but Brazilians isn't the only person that has been kind of selling me on this team. Abusement Park has been playing very well as well. His KDA was also incredibly high. I think he had about 15 to 16 kills by the end of that round. Like, they've been playing well across the board. They're 2 aggressive players and playing well. The rest of the team know their role. It's like a well-oiled machine at this point. All the cogs, as you could say, are turning perfectly.
I don't think it has to be said, right? Brazilians and FaZe, there is a reason perhaps why they're performing so well. These 2 players go back years and years. Esports at the top level in Europe. These are top 4 players back in Ultimate Edition. Haven't played that much as of recently, which kind of explains why they're going into grassroots and having, still having their esports taste, but not getting too, down and putting in the hours, if you will. But clearly the skill is still there from back then. Yeah. Brazilians, he goes back to Gears of War 1. That's how experienced this individual is, and clearly it is showing. And I mean, I'm very happy for them. I'm sure the teammates are very happy for them and themselves, as they've found themselves clearly on a very good team. But who knows? Can Tyneside?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, though, I don't think, like, while obviously there are shining stars, I don't feel like there's a weak link. That's the key thing for me. It feels like everyone on Spectres is filling their role well. So it doesn't feel like there's someone letting them ask, if they weren't there, maybe they could have got a domination quicker. It's like they know what their role is in the team, and obviously, yeah, Brazilians, Abusement Park, and FaZe are the 2 aggressive ones, but Game and Dre's still playing well. It's overall a really, really convincing game by Spectres, but we still got more to go. There's still potentially 2 more maps to go if the Guardians can get a win here, and it's really on them. They were undefeated until just then, and they hadn't even dropped a single map, a single round in a map. They just lost everything. They haven't even got a single win so far in the finals. They are getting slaughtered out there.
Yeah, I think they're coming up against a very different team perhaps now, and they're going to have to consider that. They're going to have to try and forget about that first map and get their heads back into the game. Brazilians and FaZe, I'm sure they'll continue to micromanage their teammates. You know, the less experienced players will say, hey, go there, I'm going to go here. I will make myself as active as possible throughout the map, but just try and hold back and play your life. And I think you nailed it there. It's not even... Yes, it's a carry, so to speak, because Brazilians is put on such clinic, especially in District, but it is a very well-rounded team. It's probably the most well-rounded team in this whole process, and I think you'd be a fool now to really predict against them.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a fool, I'm not going to lie.
Not to call you out.
We are loading through onto training grounds, getting into our second map, and potentially, if the Spectres continue to play this well, this could just be the final map. We could just be deciding it right here, right now. The Guardians, they need to show us why they were first in Group A. They need to show us why they were undefeated in the regular season. It's time to put up or shut up, as we're loading through onto training grounds.
Indeed we are. Sutton, as you said, they've moved over to the COG side, that is the blue side, and we have Tyneside Guardians over on the Swarm or red side. Now, as we get the overhead map up to start with, you can clearly see the numbers swaying to one side of the map. Overlook, of course, right in the centre, but it's clearly that big map control area lancering down towards that B hill. That will be the important part. Brazilians though, he goes through the middle, the more aggressive position, so he has that ability to rotate, but actually being shut down there. That's a change.
Yeah, instantly shut down there. Metro now trying to put some damage down onto FaZe, who's now moving up with that shotgun. Taking a little bit of poke here over the wall. That high ground is working wonders for the moment, but 2 points have now been captured. A is almost given up, but then recaptured back in control. You can now see Spartans trying to go up versus FaZe here. Is going to get taken out. Good execution by FaZe. As Mike just going to take a little bit of poke. Can't really do too much from his ground. He's actually going to have to reposition here.
Yeah, Brazilians picking up a kill already. Straight off respawn, putting in the work for his team. A little bit of a setup. Now in front of us for nice little wall bounty. He gets the call out that his teammates have spotted Mr. Morphin hiding in that cove underneath. This right above is that all important area to lance it down the B-hill. Mike, you can see instantly getting lanced out by FaZe. The man himself looking to clean up McBride, not able to do so. But yeah, this is it really, training grounds in a nutshell. It's a lot harder to push for those triple caps than say District, but the team fights are as important.
Well, Brazilians is still trying to go in for that flank. You can see Lancer Fire from the distance is going to go down. He's actually put some damage down onto Morphin, who's going to get down there. It's going to be very hard for them to push for even more. The Lancer's coming out onto Morphin once again. We'll put a lot of work into him, but FaZe actually going in for the flank onto that point there. C's going to get captured. Gets himself the shotgun. Good elimination off, and now Morphin needs to be careful. He's going to take himself a kill down onto Brazilians, and A just about to get recaptured in time. COG are going to step away for the moment, but they're closing in on that full domination. Morphin is going to get executed, and round one goes over to the Spectres.
Again, a little bit of a slower round, but of course FaZe immediately flanking. It was a huge flank, wasn't it? He ran through the enemy spawn, essentially, all the way from the B-hill, wrapped around.
He waited for his moment.
He did it very well. He caught me by surprise, actually, until I realised exactly what his objective was, and here he is, placing the weapon.
If it's Brazilians, his objective is either a full cap or a lot of kills.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all he's after at this point.
100%.
And this is actually what you were saying in the first map, actually, how one of the things about Brazilians is he plays that kind of carry slayer kind of esque role, but also at the same time, he's very map aware. He's rotating well. It's not like he's just kind of blindly going for kills, blindly going for these shutdowns. He's doing everything in his power to also pick up these key kills, these key objectives for the team.
He's a very extroverted individual as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was the IGL over FaZe, for example, in this team. So there's no surprise there.
Now he's got to make something happen. He's 1 versus 4. Fraze is joining up with him. That's going to be a double kill. Fraze and Brazilians just bro fist through 2 people. Able to capture the point as well now. Fraze now moving up. Morphin is going to get forced away. Mr. Morphin running back towards point A with his tail between his legs. But he is being chased down by the man. Brazilians just above him. He's going to drop down. A bit of damage is going to come through though from that Lancer there. Fire's going to be enough, and Brazilians is going to have to step away for now.
There you go. Finally, the B hill was captured as they were just putting the kills a little bit higher on the importance scale than the objective just there. End game. Let's find one. Spartan from nowhere comes and clashes with the end game as the hills do change in control.
Oh,
this is nice.
Park. McBride's actually walking through people here. Brazilians is going to get himself one. Is able to hold the point for the moment for his team, and an execution comes down by Gunner. Secure another one. Brazilians on 7 kills, not quite on track for what he was last time, but even so, still putting some work in.
Yep. Now you can see the cameras checking each hill. No presence as of just yet. Brazilians though, he's gone to map control, and look at this height advantage. You can Lancer or pistol down in this situation. Down on the Mr. Morphin with a bit of help from Gunner. 1 minute to go. Can the Swarm side break a hill? Yes, they can actually. They heard me. They're on the B hill.
Yeah, and you see the second it starts to break, Brazilian gives up on a siege on A and moves straight back towards the B. They start to throw down so much cover fire for Fraze to move up aggressively onto McBride. Tries to get himself to execute off, not going to get it, and now going to just try control of the B. Cog will dominate in 3 seconds left. This is going to be it. A 2-0 on the map over to the side of the Spectres.
Deja vu from the first round, around the 2-minute mark. It was the first initial victory from Brazilians. Fraze winning that opening team fight. Then they set up. They don't get too reckless. When they find their moment, Fraze and Brazilians push through and get that domination. And it's not going to be anything, nothing confusing or over the top as Fraze replaces the flashbangs and upgrades them with a shock. Markser being placed down by Tyneside Guardians, and no surprise there. They need help over on that B fight. They're losing the shotgun barrels. Let's get a support weapon that really help try and tilt the balance of those fights.
Alright, well, we're watching Fraze head towards that B. McBride is going to get taken out by Brazilians. Once again, he's just launching into them, but gets taken down with an execution. That's going to be the execute coming out. It's Mike now on that high ground, just trying to spray some damage onto Fraze. Fraze, Mr. Morphin going for a bit of a 1v1, but a down comes down. That Lancer fire doing a lot of work there. As Morphin, he's going to get down as well. Gunner is going up versus Mike. He's going to try and get himself an execute off in time. Morphin hasn't been picked up yet, and Brazilians joins back in with the rest of the team.
Yeah, Beesman Park and Co do come to reinforce that B hill. Nicely done. Again, Brazilian instantly off a respawn yet in the enemy half looking for kills. Frey's going to catch out Spartan in no man's land. And McBride, he's not in a good position. Frey's going to push on the right hand here. A little bit of support fire as well. I don't expect him to hold up. As once again, they're in the driving seat. Sutton Spectres, despite a little bit of point deficit here.
Fraze. He's going to get down by McBride. Gets himself the meat shield for the execute. Mike really getting pinned in. McBride is coming around that side though. They're going to get himself a down and a nice execution. Fraze there.
Oh, Brazilians comes flying.
Oh no.
Typical up A. And here he comes, pistol out. Mike, you're not getting away that easily, he says. And he's firing shots in his direction. You can just tell how fast he's moving. He's trying to be active at all times. Proactive is his approach. Game Metro will fall.
That's one. He's got to make another one happen though. They still got 2 points to work with. Running around the walls for the moment, and Gunner now is going to find himself out. That's going to be a nice kill picked up here. C's going to get captured, and once again we're looking at domination.
Elimination actually comes through as well in the end. They didn't even need to cap the hills because they're getting kills so thick and fast.
Two
Let's look
away.
at the scoreboard. It's not as one-sided affair as District. We can see that immediately. But the kills are actually spread out a lot more so here on the COG side. You can see Fraze and Brazilians both adding a lot of kills to the tally, respectively. I believe Brazilians is on 15 at this point in time. So
Wow.
He's not as...
I mean, we say it's not, but that's still a pretty
still
impressive
huge.
scoreline.
Yeah, of course.
15
Don't mean
and
to
2.
downplay that. But yes.
It's actually Fraze who's 15 and 2. Brazilians is on 11 and 3.
yes.
Sorry, 12 and 3 right
Yep.
now. So actually, it's been Fraze this game. But I mean, you look at those high scores across the board. 8 is the second lowest score on the side of the Spectres. That's more than all of the Guardians have combined. It is a butcher shop out there right now.
Placement-wise is exactly the same as we saw in District. Talkbow quickly being placed down by Tyneside.
Oh, Brazilians
flies
just
through.
runs into them. He's got himself one, looking for another. That's actually giving the down, but he gets downed in time. Fraze comes forward. He gets taken out. A double kill for McBride. Abusement Park can't put enough down. The power of that Talkbow doing some wonders there. Charging it up, looking for the opening.
Nice little Talkbow. That was a difficult one. He hits the cover, gets that explosive damage to find Abusement. And honestly, I have to call out, or give props at least to McBride at this point in time. He's clearly perhaps the most skilled player on this team. He's been given the power weapons. He's getting some very big shotgun kills. He seems to be like the bane, if you will, of the existence of Brazilians and Fraze at times. Really surprising him. There we go, another kill from McBride. A little bit of help from his teammate, but see, he's got great movement. Shout out to him. Really helping out his team.
Oh, well, Abusement, they're going to chase Mike down here.
Abusement.
Playing up on that high ground for the moment. Abusement misses out on the shotgun. That's going to be a nice easy pickup for them. This time Metro and the rest of the team for the side of the Guardians are actually answering back. They are one loss away from hitting that match point. That's going to be the flash thrown down, and Fraze, he's looking to move in. Metro has been downed. Metro's got back up. Instantly down again. Those Brazilians finds himself one. Now they're chasing for more. Morphin has to make some serious work happen. He gets himself one already. It's a 1-for-1 fight, but in comes McBride. Morphin on the flank. Brazilian finds one, but he's not going to get another. Morphin takes him out. And the Swarm get control of the point.
And you can just see the amount of resources that the Swarm are throwing at the B-Hill just to contest with Brazilians. It is unending, and it's really costing them actually in the other side of the map. They've lost map control. That's not going to help them here on this B-Hill. Look at this head-to-head, if you will, Brazilians. Here comes the reinforcements looking to find the kills as quickly as he can.
They're contesting the point. It looks like the B cap is going to come through. Metro gets down, and Abusement Park going to get his hands onto it. Metro now from that high ground just trying to get some damage down with the Lancer, but he is going to have to retreat back towards his point. In comes the rest of the team though. McBride and Muffin have got it 3 versus 2. An easy wipe here for the side of the Guardians, and they can now head back towards B and look to try and capture that point out.
4 members here for the Swarm over at the B-Hill, flying across, trying to get some control. Fraze on that map control, lancering and pistoling down as downs and kills start flooding through. Gunner picking up kills. Brazilians is here, knocking on the door. Game action 2.
With the pistol, gets himself a down onto Metro. That's going to be 1, that's going to be 2. Double kill picked up for Brazilians. Morphin can't do too much more here as Brazilians is looking for his triple, looking for his glory. That's going to be 1 shot landing, but not enough to get the execution. And Cog don't get the domination in time, but it's not enough. That is 1 point away from total victory, from not giving a single thing over to the Guardians. Can they do it?
What a statement that would be. What a statement. Oh my.
The undefeated don't find a single win. We are 1 round away from that.
Well, we are into the new half. The weapons are still there, but the hills have changed. We're now on the E, F, and D hills. This is going to be a cluster up top. Not only do you get that huge overlook advantage and that angle, but you also get E-hill control. And you can see clearly, Brazilians knows that. He's there with Abusement Park. Short Fraze, yep, there he is, not too far behind, as essentially they've had free control here of the E-hill, already pressing into the enemy's half.
Brazilians stepping forward, gets instantly popped there by the Talkbow. McBride now moving forward. He's got the rest of his team coming in. Abusement Park 1 versus 3. Finds himself 1. Gets himself 2. Can he find another? No. Morphin takes him down in a 2-for-1. Fraze using the Lancer to get some damage down early onto Morphin. He's going to pick him up and the execute's there. Now he's got to find himself a double kill. He's going to have to take a bit of a retreat away, but he moves back in, trying to get himself some damage down. But that shotgun does way too much work to him, and Fraze is just going to have to give up the point for now while the rest of the team regroup and reform.
Fraze is doing really well here. He's played it so safe in this 1v1, ensuring he can't get taken out too easily. There you go, finds his chance finally to strike, finding Metro without too much damage being put his way. He's got Brazilians getting kills elsewhere on the map. Abusement Park with reinforcements. It's very nice from Sutton.
They're coming in. McBride gets himself one. That's actually Abusement Park with a double kill. This is going to be the elimination. Absolute domination comes down from the Spectres, and they go 2-0. 10 rounds to 0. That was a slaughter.
This time, FaZe is the MVP of the game. My oh my.
That was incredible.
I predicted a 2-0, but I didn't predict it in that fashion. That was nuts.
I thought that was going to be a lot closer. The undefeated go down without even finding a scrap there. That was just a one-sided affair, and fantastic play there by the Spectres. I mean, the Smogheads challenged them. They forced them all the way, but that did not seem to get in their head. They came here to play.
I think that was over 45 eliminations from FaZe and Brazilians alone in the end there, even on the slower training grounds compared to District. What a performance from Sutton.
Just
Deserved
incredible
winners.
scenes
Deserved.
there, really. Honestly, our Gears 5 Winter 19 Arena Cup winners are going to be the Spectres, 2-0ing the Guardians. Just fantastic stuff by them. I'm really happy to see it. They played very, very well, and just well-deserved victory for them, really.
Justified. That they had the individual skill, most well-rounded team, great teamwork. Obviously, clearly, FaZe and Brazilians were the drivers for that team, both communication-wise, IGL-wise, but also slaying-wise. But a very convincing victory for sure. So well deserved, yes.
And what's really, really interesting about this, and what's incredible about this was Spectre, who represents Sutton. This was their first ever tournament. They ended it with a win, and they ended it with a dominating finals. I can't wait to see more from this team, because they just played fantastic there.
I think Brazilians and FaZe, they should be so happy with themselves that they've been able to pick up two very inexperienced players and formed a team. And as you said, their very first tournament, and perform so well.
I mean, it's also about what they're learning.
Exactly,
for these more inexperienced players, people who haven't played as much competitive gaming, playing with people with this kind of level under them, you're going to learn a lot. So, it's the kind of you keep your eyes on these teams, on these players, because Grassroots is a breeding ground for talent, and this could just be our next kind of group of big talent coming forward. That's the whole thing about Arena Clash and Arena Cup, is it's about getting people together for Grassroots and, giving them a taste in competitive and potentially growing them into, a new top-tier player.
Yep, couldn't agree more. I mean, their teammates have had a masterclass in Gears Esports, and of course it goes to show Belong Game Arenas, they're not just your new players, they're not just extremely experienced players either. You've got a combination of everyone, and it all comes down into an extraordinary tournament process. So, fantastic time.
And if you want to get yourself involved in some grassroots esports, in some competitive next year, make sure you head down to your local Belong. You can sign up, get involved in some trials, and maybe get your hands on to some competitive stuff. Head over to our website, belong.gg, for more information over there. But that'll be wrapping it up here for the Arena Cup Winter Finals here for Gears 5. This has been Toby Campbell. My name's been HitBrain. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2020.